all-time record that was set many years ago. Let's hope it holds at 13 for the rest of the year, right? And, of course, it turns off hot. It's going to be mid-90s here tomorrow through next week, right?
Yeah, tonight, June 21st, will just be the second late model race that Lernerville has run the entire season.
And tomorrow we'll start with an excessive heat warning. So because of that, Mason Ziegler decided he's going to bring out his late model and a super late model as well.
Because of the excessive heat warning?
He had one last year. Remember that? He was a little hot under the collar after a heat race, right? Remember that?
Yes.
62 Rush crates late models and 53 Lucas Oil late models, and it is a packed pit. Well, not only pit area, but there's the grandstand parking. How about some upcoming schedules? How about the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series will be off next weekend, and then July the 4th, we'll be at Charlie Vest Atomic Speedway, Chillicothe, Ohio. Then you and I will be at Muskegum County Speedway, the Moran House of Power, the Freedom 60. By the way, both of those races will pay $25,000 to win, DJ.
That is correct. 34 in Wheatland, July 10, 11, and 12. I can't wait to get back to Shelby County for the Kosiski Family 53. Shelby County was actually a pretty good half mile, and then they, of course, shortened it to a traditional 3/8, reshaped the racetrack, and it's a phenomenal place
great
now.
job. And then we'll be at Usitz, who tonight is hosting a $250,000 to win sprint car race.
Bill Baylog on the pole, absolutely.
We'll be there for $75,000, the Silver Dollar Nationals in July. Then, of course, Florence, the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100, that'll be $75,000. The Topless 100 brought to you by Nutrien Solutions at Batesville Motor Speedway. Then Port Royal, our friends across the state, Steve O'Neill, and then back here at Lernerville for the Hillbilly 100.
Yes, Carl Short in the house, by the way, this weekend. All right, all of that. If Lucas Oil is coming to your neck of the woods, and speak of the devil, if Lucas Oil is coming to your neck of the woods, we want you to get out and see these guys in person. And if you cannot make it to a race near you, of course, we've got you covered every lap all season long live here on FloRacing. James, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series has not raced since the Show Me 100.
Well, it's a 15-point deficit there. Jonathan Davenport second in the points, so we could have a points leader change after tonight. Now remember, our next bonus round will be the Summit Racing Equipment bonus round. That'll take place with the finale at Lucas Oil Speedway coming up in July. Devin Moran is third, and Hudson O'Neill has climbed into fourth, and he's trying to open up a gap between himself and several other drivers, Garrett Alberson, Brandon Overton, Brandon Shepard. And then you have Dalton Wilson, Carson Ferguson, and Donald McIntosh, who leads the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase in the 79 car. In fact, all three rookies here for the very first time at Lernerville, DJ, McIntosh, Hilsebeck, and Dan Eber.
Yeah, and I talked to McIntosh in the pit area yesterday, and before we got rained out for the second time, and he said, this place just, he goes, it looks like my kind of racetrack. He said, it looks like a kind of track that I will run well on. He's very excited to get out here, and maybe we'll finally get to turn some competitive laps on it here this evening.
How about first-time visitor Josh Rice? Coming off the preliminary night win at Eldora, 8th in the Dirt Late Model Dream. His first ever race in the state of Pennsylvania here this weekend. Now, last night he didn't hot lap. They had a battery and starter issue, but they got that corrected here for tonight, DJ.
There you go. All right, cars are starting to make their way to the staging lane. Dirt Draft Hot Laps up next. Don't go anywhere. It's the 19th running of the Firecracker 100 presented by Experience, Butler County, Pennsylvania. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 19th running of the Firecracker 100 here at Lernerville Speedway. As we have got cars in the staging lane as final track preparations underway and what looks to be a gorgeous night of racing here in western Pennsylvania. The parking lot is full. James, we're going to have a big boy crowd here tonight.
How about that autograph session? All 53 Lucas Oil late model drivers were back there.
How many did you sign? How many autographs?
Just a couple.
Okay.
Signed your name a couple times, too.
Thank you. Did you spell it right?
But yeah, great turnout by the crowd as always for that autograph session. They do it right here at Lernerville, and we appreciate that.
All right. Well, the third member of our broadcast team, we talked to him earlier, is in the Lernerville Speedway victory stage. And Ben, final track preparations underway. We talked earlier about how much drier it is in the infield, and the racetrack is they have made wholesale changes from where we've been the last two nights.
Yeah, and I do want to touch on that. Obviously, it's very frustrating the past few nights for everybody, the fans, the racers, the track, and heard some comments the past few nights about, man, they just didn't try. And I'm just going to tell you firsthand, there was no way to race Thursday night, and then last night it was going to be impossible. And if we kept working at about 9:30, it became a monsoon here. It rained for an hour and a half plus. Just was not in the cards. It was a tough break. They've gone to work on the entire facility, though. They've really worked it in nice. I think early it's going to build a curb. I think that's what they'll be in qualifying. And then it's going to get slick the rest of the night. They're going to go out. They're going to tickle it. They're going to add a couple of different grooves. And hey, it's going to be quintessential Firecracker 100 racetrack. And if you're Ricky Thornton Jr., that's what you love to hear, because guys, let's not forget, he won by over 12 seconds here last year. And as James said, he was the first driver ever to join me here in Lernerville Speedway victory lane for the second time in as many tries here at the Firecracker. He joined 4 other drivers as multi-time winners of this event. And I tell you what, Thornton's going to be tough to bet against again here tonight, but over 50 late models in the pit area, it's going to be a really fun night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A couple drivers doing double duty. We mentioned Mason Ziegler. He was going to sit out the Lucas Oil the first 2 nights trying to get 2 cars ready to run. So he's had his crate here, a Rush late model, and then he decided, well, with the rainouts, let's just bring the Super.
Why not?
And, he's going to put on a show here tonight. And, all the great competition here in Pennsylvania. How about Gary Stuhler, the veteran driver, his 50th year of racing, 70 years old, only the second time he has ever raced here at Lernerville. That's hard to believe. Only one driver from the state of Pennsylvania has ever won this race, and that was Rick Eckert. And we're ready to go. How about the first one out on the track? How about Ethan Thompson making his Lucas Oil debut from right here outside of Butler, Pennsylvania? He's in the Gateway Engineers, WK Thomas and Associates, General Contractors, Rocket Malkit, number 22T for Ethan Thompson.
And just in front of him, you see creeping into your screen, there's the 48 of Colton Flinner, the 2021 track champion here at the Lernerville Speedway, in that River Salvage John's Towing Longhorn out of Allison Park, Pennsylvania's Colton Flinner. Another one of the tough customers here at Lernerville on your screen now, the 72. The 4-time and defending track champion is Michael Norris out of Sarvert, Pennsylvania, winner of Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway earlier this season, and running a special wrap this weekend is the 72 of Michael Norris.
48 career wins here at Lernerville for Norris. There's the 7 car. Looking for his first career win in the Lucas Oil 8 Motor Dirt Series. Welcome back, Ross Robinson. Ross Robinson, of course, he is in the Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment, ML Joseph Sand and Gravel Rocket for Dutch Star Motorsports. He is out of Georgetown, Delaware. Behind him, the 11AC. That is Trevor Collins. Trevor Collins out of Seaford, Delaware. He's in the WWC3 Trucking, Sadie Scott Farm, Abbott Electric Rocket. 11AC for Trevor Collins.
How about the Fast 49, James, looking for his first career win in the Firecracker 100. That is going to be Superman Jonathan Davenport, the 3-time series champ in the Lance and Darla Landers-owned Longhorn number 49. There's Logan Zarin in the 1Z out of Hookstown, Pennsylvania, and the All-American Framers Valvoline Napa Auto Parts sponsored number 1Z.
Should be also Michael Lake out of Uniontown, PA, the Bobby Lake Motorsports D&M Truck Repair, Gary's Auto Sales entry.
Another look at Ethan Thompson there behind him. Yep, there's the 27 of Michael Lake.
Is Alex Ferree out there?
Yes, he is. He will be the next driver on your screen, I bet.
6-time track champion, comes to us out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania, the number 1 Cochran Expressway, Jack's Recycling. Car owner Lynn Geisler, the Hall of Famer, Rocket Chassis for Alex Ferree. By the way, Alex Ferree, DJ, 6-time track champion.
Yes.
41 career victories here at Lernerville. His dad, Ed Ferree, has 21 career late model wins.
Inside information.
How about that?
Is what we call that. I love it. Logan Zarin right now, quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Beautiful evening here. This race, ever since it started, right, 2007, seems like it's been plagued by weather at least one or both nights. And a couple years ago was really good. Last year was, and of course this year the first 2 nights rained out, so everybody's starting from scratch. Hard to believe Jonathan Davenport, he's trying to check it off his bucket list, coming off that Dirt Late Model Dream at Eldora win a couple of weeks ago. $100,000 there, trying to conquer Lernerville for the first time. But Trevor Collins at 16.482 for the driver, coming off run in the Appalachian Mountain Speed Weeks for Jim Bernheisel here in the last couple of, and another weather-plagued event, right? They only got half of them in, and they'll conclude that series next month.
Absolutely. There's Dalton Wilson, the big perm out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and the James, Jennifer, and Justin Ratliff Racing. Great Leaf Farms, number 18D behind him. In the Bruce Kane Racing 15K, that's going to be Hawkinsville, Georgia's Will Harrington. The All About Outdoors, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows, Clemens Powered Rocket for Will Harrington.
And behind him, the 20 RTs won the last 2 of them here. He's the current Midwest Sheet Metal spoiler, points leader with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, 9 wins with the series, 51 career wins overall. That is Ricky Thornton Jr. out of Chandler, Arizona, the Ultimate Towing and Recovery. Capital Waste, number 20 RT for Bobby and Jessica Kohler.
There's Justin Can out of Huntington, Pennsylvania. James in the black and green, number 66, the Notella Ridge Camp Border Financial sponsored Longhorn for Justin Kane. And there's the EZ1 of Ron Fink out of Cumberland, Maryland, the St. Jude's Children's Research Holding Hands for Haley Foundation Rocket Chassis for the EZ1.
And the 19M, of course, the Neon Bubbles Car Wash, Clyburn Take Lines entry. For the driver out of Meridian, Mississippi, that is Spencer Hughes. Spencer Hughes in the 19M. Dry Barstow Rocket for Colton Miller, JCM Motorsports. And there's the veteran. It is 50th year of racing. That is Gary Stuhler. Gary Stuhler, the Mark Langenfelder number 4 car, the Langenfelder mechanical entry. He is out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania.
Dan Angelicchio also on the track out of Mount Pleasant, PA in the 14, and one other driver, the 60, one of our O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year candidates. That is Lakeshore, Minnesota's Dan Ebert, the 37-year-old in the Minnesota Truck Headquarters. Collins Brothers Towing sponsored number 60.
Now, Dan, is his son Marino Angelicchio, right?
He's running a crate this weekend, or running with the Rush Late models. Yes, absolutely.
A missing data showing up at 15.599.
Missing data is pretty quick sometimes.
Yeah, so far, the fastest here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. There's Dalton Wilson. He clocked in at a 15.910 in the James Ratliff car. Next group of cars on the racetrack here, led up by the 555. It'll be Bam Bam. That is Brock Pinkerus. Brock Pinkerus comes to us out of Ellenville. Yes, go ahead. Out of Ellenville.
It's just he just dropped Bam Bam. He just goes by Pinkerus now. That's what it says on the screen.
He is in the Shackleton Auto and Truck Parts Pink's Links Virtual Golf. Have you ever played Pink's Links Virtual Golf?
I would like to.
Orthodontics. It's a rocket, Clemens. Body of the 76 car.
It's like a WWE
That is
wrestler.
Overton. That is Brandon Overton.
Welcome, Pinkerus.
He is in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce.
No, that's Brandon Overton.
We briefly saw Brandon Overton. We got his full name on the screen that time in that Heartbeat Hot Sauce entry. Anthony Burrows, the crew chief, and behind him, that is Brandon Shepard.
Look at that, the onboard of the Rocket One. I like it. Brandon Shepard and that Valvoline Swaber Calf Ranches entry. Great look there as he heads down the front straightaway with our onboard camera.
Track looks good. It looked good last time before the rain.
Oh, baby.
Twice. There's the 11 car coming off that $30,000 victory at Florence Speedway. The current Northern All-Star points leader, that is Josh Rice. Josh Rice out of Credit in Kentucky. In the Rick Jones team, Senessus Construction, number 11. Behind the 22 car, the Satterley Motorsports entry of Greg Satterley. Greg Satterley in out of Indiana, Pennsylvania in 22.
Shep the fastest right now with a 160.05. There's Clay Harris.
Good big brother.
In the 6, I did not know. I didn't even see Big Brother out there. Not the preacher. Someone called him the other day. That is Dan Stone.
Dan Stone.
The former Penn Can Speedway track champion, 12-time starter in this event.
In that
offboards, man.
Brandon Overton, 15.862 for Brandon Overton. The Heartbeat Hot Sauce 76 car. Brandon Overton comes into tonight. Again, he's a two-time winner of the Firecracker 100. He is currently sitting in 6th in the Lucas Oil Championship points. There's your defending ULMS. No, he's not the defending. Michael Lake is the defending ULMS champion.
Correct.
He's running ULMS as number 12 out of Fairmont, West Virginia. That is flying Ryan Montgomery. Ryan Montgomery in car number 12. He is in the Harris Walmsley Racing, Josh Walmsley Racing. Is there a Dustin Walmsley? Do you know the Dustin? Longhorn. He's out of Fairmont, West Virginia for the 12.
I remember when I was a kid growing up going to Tyler County, I remember driving Ivan Walmsley.
How about Rich Wicker? He's a regular here at Lernerville. First time with the Lucas Oil Series.
Out of Mahaffey, Pennsylvania. There's the 01 of Matt Glandon out of Denton, Maryland in the Advanced Motorsports Rocket Chassis. The 01 behind him in the 6 is Matt Martin out of Indiana, Pennsylvania. You know what kind of motor he has? It's the iWar.
It is the iWar, regular here at Lernerville. Yeah. First time ever racing with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
He, last year he ran, I believe, our FloRacing Marriott show here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
He did do that in the 6 car. There's the 99 car, currently 3rd of the points. The Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel for Roger Sellers, Double Down Motorsports. That is Devin Moran. Devin Moran looking for his first win here at Lernerville in the Firecracker. There's the driver leading the O'Reilly Auto Parts rookie there, Chase. The H&H Auto Sales for Billy Hicks. Donald McIntosh in 79 out of Dawsonville, Georgia, that Longhorn.
Well, we are on our, 3rd session of Hot Laps, 4th session of Hot Laps. We've made it farther right now than we've made it any other day this
That's for sure.
Ryan Montgomery quickest right now.
Right now, so is Carson Ferguson out there in the Coleman Farms Racing, Hoopaw Grading 93, Paylor Motorsports. There's the 111 and Racing
Willie's World.
Yeah. That is an awesome deal. And Max Blair in the number 2 car. Brad Spochaz, the owner of that car. And Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. Ryan Montgomery out of Fairmont, West Virginia, 15.926. 15.926 for the West Virginia Hot Shoe, number 12.
How about that? Topless 50 winner this year.
Very good. All right. More coming up. Again, we'll have the Rush late models, 62 of those here. Up next will be the 71 car, the Big River Steel, Wheeler Metals for Todd and Vicki Burns, SSI Motorsports, 71 out of Martinsville, Indiana. That is Hudson O'Neill. Behind him, the 58 car. Those two guys right there close in the points. They are 4th and 5th. That'll be Garrett Alberson. Garrett Alberson in the Sunoco Race Fuels. Mesilla Valley Transportation 58 for Roberts Racing. He is out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
There's a good look at Garrett Alberson. Behind him
Tyler
is going to be, I think, the Bump 22. I think we got Bump Hedman out there behind him out of Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania in the homemade cleaning products, Sardinia Mini Storage sponsored number 22. Then it'll be Tyler Dietz behind him. Of course, Tyler Dietz is a 2-time Pro Stock track champion here at the Lernerville Speedway, 3-time starter in the Firecracker 100.
He told me to make sure to give us some love to Michael Lefevre, Slicker Graphics on the 77. So we will. He does a lot of cars. Behind him, the number 9 car, that'll be Levi Yetter. Levi Yetter, the Close Racing Supply number 9. He's out of Cabot, Pennsylvania. I bet it's at Arkansas because I know some drivers out of Cabot, Arkansas.
Cabot is a tick closer to here than Cabot.
Missed his first Firecracker last year. Missed it by 1 spot right here. Chubzilla, as our great friend, the late great Rick Eshelman would say, Chubb Frank and that Corey Rubber Corporation 1-star Longhorn out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania for the Hall of Famer.
Brayton Santee out of Conneaut, Ohio in the number 9. The Kuhn Lee Brothers Cometic Gasket TBM brake sponsored entry, and the 25Z of Mason Ziegler out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania in the Green Lane RBS sponsor car. There's to get Charlie Sandercock, the Ontario native, James.
Time with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
In that Rod Cochran powered rocket chassis, the Scott Trudeau Construction Deerhaven Power Sports sponsored number 57 for Charlie Sandercock.
Wouldn't that be something if Ziegler could win tonight? He was not even going to enter in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, running the Longhorn in the crate Rush Late Models. Right now, Hudson O'Neill, 15.858. Garrett Alberson, 16.051. Tyler Dietz at 16.074. Again, Hudson O'Neill comes in 4th in points, 31 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series for O'Neill. So O'Neill, Alberson, Dietz, and Frank in that group. And again, we mentioned Chubb Frank. In the previous 18, he had made all of them until, he made 17 of 17. Missed it last year by one spot out of a B main, so that broke the streak of that. So
absolutely.
One more group to go.
Yeah,
a driver that's been runner-up in this show.
Real quick, James, before we get to that, a quick house announcement. Grayson Smith, you need to come to the tower. We have something that you may want. Grayson Smith, if you could please make your way to the scoring tower. Thank you.
It's a good racing name. That would be a good racing name, wouldn't it? Grayson Smith.
I like that.
All right, our final group of hot laps on the track there. We saw Mike Marler there. There's the 93 car, the Ponchos Racing Products, PPZ Lubricants Longhorn. That is Corey Lawler. Corey Lawler out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Get in front of him, the 157 in the Quick Supply, Bruning Rock Products entry. In the Infinity by Wells, that is Mike Marler. Mike Marler to Winfield, Tennessee. And here's a former track champion, the J4.
It is. It's John Garvin Jr. Scott Bailey power plant underneath the hood of that Longhorn, the Garvin Scrap Metal Homeboy Seamless Gutters.
I feel like I've been wheeling tonight with a Scott Bailey motor, right?
That's exactly right. Gary Lyle, the 1998 Lernerville track champion, and the Sprankles Neighborhood Market sponsored.
Hashtag
number 10. Hashtag save on me.
That's exactly right.
And the red number 10 popping into your screen. That's going to be Ryan Christoph from just down the road in Cannonsburg. And the Zapperly, Rusty's Oil and Propane sponsored number. There's the other number 10 of Ryan
And the black
Christoph.
number 10, the veteran Gary Lyle. Gary Lyle, a former track champion here. And in his 38th year of racing for Gary Lyle in car number 10.
It's Matt Sponagle in the number 8. Love that car out of not Wiley Moran, out of Wiley Ford, West Virginia.
Not Jensen Ford.
The Sponagle towing. We got all the 10s out there. There's the Jet Jared Miley, the 2012 track champion here at Lernerville, and that Blue Mountain Energy Optimal Transport number 10 for Joe Corrado. And there's the driver that we just saw, the Black 29, the only driver that has a win at Lernerville this season in a late model. That's Kenny Schaltenbrand, the two-time track champ at United Rentals. New sponsor, J Bottles Construction.
I like that.
On that.
How about Corey Lawler?
There you go.
15.968 in car number 93. Currently 15th in the championship point standings for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. The Joe Corrado number 10, driven by Jared Miley out of Pittsburgh. Second quick in that group, then Mike Marler and two-time track champion Ken Schaltenbrand.
And that is a wrap on Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. If you've not yet done so, set your Dirt Draft fantasy lineups. Just pull up the Dirt Draft app and set your team. And as you do that, we are going to welcome in our very good friend, Mr. Brian Spade, the voice of the Rush Late Model. Not Rush Firestone, the Rush Late Models.
That's right. Thank you very much,
good to see
Dustin.
You,
That's great to see you. It's good to see you two here and working as I'm not the third wheel. I'm just part of the plan. Well, the fourth wheel, because there's Ben. I forgot about Ben. But no, we're good. We're having a lot of fun here tonight. Welcome to Lernerville Speedway on behalf of Vicky Emig and Mike Leone of the Rush Racing Series. And we'd like to thank Lernerville and everybody that's involved with this show. This is the Bill Emig Memorial, the 35th annual Bill Emig Memorial. We had, this is a race in honor of Vicky Emig's father, Bill, and we appreciate all you fans coming out to support it, along with, try this on, folks, a record car count. This is an all-time record car count since the inception of Chevrolet Performance Crate Engine Racing in the Northeast under the direction of Vicky Emig and Mike Leone starting 19 years ago as 62 cars. 62 of the Rush late models are here tonight, all coming out to honor Bill Emig. We thank them for their support of this event. Tonight's event brought to you by Sunoco Race Fuels. Also being brought to you by Seal Tight Paving and Excavating, as well as the fine attorney, Joseph J. Olivia, attorney at law. Also, D&V Jewelers out of Newcastle, which will be handing out a championship diamond ring this year worth $8,000 to the winner of the memorial event. That will increase the winner's amount, not only the $20,000 top purse, but also $8,000 to the winner with that ring as well. We've got also a beautiful custom created trophy by Tim Grant of Design Creations, or DCI Awards. Once again, you've got 62 cars here tonight, and we thank everybody for coming out, and we'll be bringing them out here for hot laps for this. Then we go into time trials for the Lucas cars, and then time trials for our cars. On the track first, out of Queensbury, New York, is Demetrius Drelis. Demetrius, a big block modified and small block modified competitor in the Northeast. Also out there, the number 87S of Brad Messler out of Wellsville, New York. Behind him in car number 14W from Portville, New York, is Dusty Waters. Crossing the start-finish line here in the black number 4 is Jason Knowles. Jason is out of Addison, New York. Also out there, the red number 17G is Zach Gunn. Zach is out of McDonald, a regular at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Jamie Wrightsman returning to the wheel of the 21J out of Cortland, Ohio, up in turn number 1. Up in turn number 3, going into the corner right now, the number 92 is Nitro Nick Davis. He is out of Millsboro, Delaware. Delaware driver in car number 92. Behind him on the track is car number 11. That is Troy Shields. Troy is out of Acme, Pennsylvania. If you look closely, he's got a little Wile E. Coyote on there, always celebrating the Acme name. Also out on the track, the number 36T is Ian Travis. Ian is out of Hinsdale, New York, racing up there in the area of State Line, Genesee, and McKean County Raceway. All right, we're going to go some quick hot lapping. We have 6 sessions for the 62 cars. And here we go. On the track right now, again, Dimitri Estrellas. Now you're looking on the screen at the 21J at Jamie Wrightsman. Jamie, who is a former Wheelman bonus champion. That's for the non-qualifiers on our series. There's the 111 of Dimitri Estrellas, a top star, not only in crate racing, but also in big block modified and small block modified racing up here in the Northeast. Behind him in car number 14W, Dusty Waters. And in front of him, the 87S, a beautiful car driven by Brad Messler. They're both from the same area, the southern tier of New York, which is a hotbed of the crate late model racing. The 92, Nick Davis out of Delaware, a great competitor down there at Georgetown Speedway. Occasionally races at Delaware International as well as Winchester Speedway. Great to see Nick up here. Top time in that group at 17.348 was Dimitri Estrellas. And they'll head off the track here in just a moment. There's Drellis in the 111 car. That is the Drellis Motorsports Gross Electric Henry's Headers and Exhaust Systems rocket number 111. Again, a former champion at Albany, Saratoga. They're actually Fonda Speedway as well as Albany, Saratoga Speedway up there in New York State. Chuck LaFleur is leading the next cars onto the track. He's out of Friendship, New York. Behind him in the 1-star car is Jeff Watson. Jeff out of Conneaut, Ohio. There's the 114 of Max Blair. Max driving that car tonight, doing double duty in both divisions. That is owned by the McManus family and Centerline Motorsports. Car number 114, our top winner in the series and also at the 2015 series champion. Behind him on the track is car number 33X. That is, or 33W, excuse me, Jacob Witt. Jacob is out of Stephens City, Virginia. Behind him up there in turn number 2 right now in car number 225, that is Bud Watson. Bud out of Kingsville, Ohio, coming back to the series. Right behind him in car number 2C, that is Zach Carley. Carley in car number 2C is hails out of the Freedom, New York area. Behind him in car number 1S is Brady Wonderling. He's out of Wellsville, New York. Has picked up a couple of wins so far this year in weekly series competition. Behind him, our 2021 series champion, Kyle Hardy out of Stephens City, Virginia. Kyle, one of the top stars and a multi-time winner on the series. Again, Kyle Hardy out of Stephens City. There's Jeff Watson. He's driving a 1-star. Normally we see Chubb Frank with that number. But in honor of Chubb, Jeff has this car on the speedway. Again, he hails out of Conneaut, Ohio. Coming around the track here in turn number 4, we got one car slowing on the front stretch in front of Chuck LaFleur. That was who was on screen. Right now, it looks like it's Bud Watson with trouble. Bud, again, in car number 225. He is out of Kingsville, Ohio. He ran with us a couple of years ago, decided to go E-Mod or IMCA modified style racing locally, and he ended up coming back due to the economics of the car and the run, and good to see Bud back in competition, but a tough break so far for him. In car number 225, he stopped up in turn number 1, push truck going in to rescue Bud. Again, he drives the Ingram engines, Evergreen Lake Park Hypertech Precision. Bozar Excavation, Brown Sprinkler Service, Great Lakes Speed Shop, Northwestern Manufacturing, Etzel's Automotive Rocket, number 225. There's a nice drone shot showing the car getting pushed off. So you understand our format tonight, folks. We're going to have time trials. They'll be coming up after the Lucas time trials. There'll be 3 cars on the track at a time. The time trials will determine we have a Group A and a Group B, so we have 2 flights of time trials. In Group A, they will be timing for heats 1, 2, and 3. Group B will be timing for heats 4, 5, and 6. We got 6 10-lap heats. We have a dash for the top 6 heat race winners. That determines the starting lineup at the top 6 of the at the front of the field in tonight's 50-lap Bill Emig Memorial. 3 cars are going to be competing, or 3 cars will qualify out of those heats, and I guess Bud is back on the track as he got pushed off, but now he slows again going into turn number 1. I don't know what happened there, but Bud's going to have to, as Bud's slow, we'll see if he can get it off the infield. If not, they're going to have to push him off the speedway so we can keep the warm-up sessions going on here. So again, we have 6 heat races. 3 cars qualify out of each of those races. The winner goes on to our John Buzzard Memorial Sunoco Dash. That will determine the top 6 starting spots for tonight's 50-lap main event. The 50-50 is already over $2,500. $2,500 on the 50-50, courtesy of the Buffalo Township Volunteer Fire Department. Make sure you stop down there and get your 50-50 tickets. Should be a big pot tonight. Let's get that up over 10 grand, helping the fire department out here locally. So after that, we've got 3 B mains tonight, and out of each of those Bs, 2 cars will qualify. Maybe adding, or should be adding, a Rush Provisional. And then all the cars that don't qualify will run in our D&V Jewelers non-qualifiers race at the end of the night. That race paying extra money as well as a lot of prizes for it. 15 laps will be the distance. Our 50-lap feature is after the Firecracker 100. Make sure you stick around. It's always a great show, and we're back under green. And on the screen right now is Brady Wonderling. Brady in car number 1S. This car has a special story behind it. As the car owner actually hired Brady and then passed away. And that was Dave Stoltenberg. He died in January, and his wife Lori, they're out of Ransomville, New York, decided, you know what, Brady, my husband David wanted you to run it, let's run it. He's won at Utica Rome and McKean earlier this year. He's in the Quintenance, Firewood, Close Racing Supply, Letzel's Auto Repair car. There's Jacob Witt, the driver out of Winchester, Virginia, or Stephen City area. Regular down there at the Winchester Speedway. There's Kyle Hardy. Kyle out there competing in car number 99. Again, a top runner with our series, the 2021 series champion. As the caution comes out, that's the second. Max Blair, the quickest in that group, with a 17.33. Hardy right behind him with a 17.337. Kyle Hardy comes into tonight's race with 10 feature wins on the Rush Racing Series. On the track right now, leading him on, car number 11L out of Whitesville, New York, is John Waters. John, our 2018 Series champion. Right behind him in car number 33X, that's a driver doing double duty tonight, Logan Zarin. Logan out of Hookstown, PA, driving for Greg Beach in the Anarchy Customs car. Another driver doing double duty right behind him in car number 25Z is Ziegler. Again, Ziegler in car number 25Z. Next behind him in car number 18, that's the 18H of the Hardy boy, Chase Hardy in car number 18H. Sorry, these cars are coming out in different order than they should have in some of these cases. The 01S is Robert Smith. He's out of Delmar, Delaware, coming across here. There's the 32A of Austin Allen, and Ziegler getting a little bit out of shape up there. Austin Allen, car number 32A, the champion at the Woodhall Raceway last year. Mason Ziegler again out there in the 25Z. There's the 55A of Marino Angelichio. Marino, you'll hear his cousin Dan racing out there in the Lucas late models. There's a number 6R of Chuck Wrecker. Chuck is out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Actually Butler now. Oh, we got Angelichio around in turn number 4. He goes around full 360 and keeps her going. One other car out there on the track in the backstretch. That's Mr. Excitement, 4-time series champion, Jeremy Wonderling, heading into the pit area right now. Jeremy in car number 3J, one of the top stars on the series. All right, our defending series champion making his first appearance in his Chevrolet Performance Crate Engine late model this year, the 555 of Brock Pinkerus, Bam Bam, coming onto the track doing double duty tonight. Behind him in the dusted number 11K from Winchester, Virginia is David Kaiser. Behind him is the actual driver that promotes McKean County Raceway, car number 26. That is Kurt Stebbins. Kurt is out of Wellsville, New York. You'll hear that town quite a bit here tonight. The number 14G, that is Jake Gunn. Jake Gunn in car number 14G. He hails out of Coriopolis, Pennsylvania. Behind him tonight in the number 31 is Joe Martin. Joe out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, driving tonight for Jonathan Stockdale's team. The number 91B behind him is Brady Oravets. Brady in car number 91B. He's out of the Pittsburgh area. Right behind him, the 58Z out of Latrobe. That is Joe Zielinski. Tonight driving the white and black number 14D that is normally driven by Braden Dillinger. Tonight that will be piloted by Alex Ferree. Alex doing double duty tonight in that number 14D up here in turn number 4. Behind him are two other cars, the 51 of Austin Hauser. Austin is out of Grand Island, New York, and behind him in car number 432 is Hunter Proctor. Hunter in car number 432, and let's see, the 56 of Christian Schneider is out here as well. Christian driving the machine here on the front stretch. Picked up a win at Pittsburgh earlier this year. He's out of Pittsburgh. And the number 5X, the defending track champion at Pittsburgh, is Brandon Burgoon. He's in the Chernick-Benz Racing number 5X. There's Christian Schneider in the backstretch. Christian picking up the ride in the number 56 this year. That car working really well for him. Again, a feature winner at Pittsburgh, as is Brandon Burgoon. We'll see Pittsburgh back here on FloRacing later this season as part of the Pittsburgher weekend, where the Lucas Oil Late Model Series and the Rush Late Models will be in competition there in the early October. There's David Kaiser, defending champion at Winchester Speedway down in Winchester, Virginia. Behind him, Jake Gunn picked up his first ever career Rush Late Model feature win at Pittsburgh earlier this season as well. 91B, Brady Oravets. Right behind him, Oravets in car number 91B, picking up, getting the car put together. Didn't make it Thursday night, but put her together to get here into competition this week for this night. Should be our 5th of 6 groups coming out to do some quick hot lapping. There's the 31 of Joe Martin out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, coming back out. Also behind him, the number 29 of Ryan Hare. Ryan, West Virginian, in car number 29 out of Elkins, to be exact. The 151 is Colton Kilbrew. Right behind him in car number 11A is Ashton Briggs. Ashton out of Erie, PA. Leo Iarapino in car number 45L out of Butler, PA, is right behind him. Also out on the track, the number 90J of Mike Duritsky, Mad Dog Mike. make it into the track here tonight, or making it to the race with the Rush late model car. Behind him, 18-year-old Ben Easler. Ben, a champion in our sportsman modified class. This car owned by the Latta brothers out of Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania. Right behind him in the number 18 car, that should be Chase Hardy. I believe the 18 I saw earlier was Mike Wonderling out of Wellsville, New York. Cars look quite similar. The 24C is Rob Cafaro, the pizza man. He owns Cafaro's Pizza, a favorite hot spot for students at Slippery Rock and Grove City colleges. He's in the Go Bowling Cafaro's Pizza car. The number 8 is Tommy Schernhofer Jr. Tommy is out of Pittsburgh. He competes at the Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Unique numbered car of Damian Bidwell, the half pint is his number. He hails out of the Smethport, Pennsylvania area. Underneath him, racing into turn number 1 is Michael Norris. Michael, the Crusher Kid, a favorite here at Lernerville, as we got a car around at the top of turn number 4. The driver we have not talked about yet, that is Blake Runyon. Blake is out of French Creek, West Virginia, as Norris makes it around here. Here's the number 9 of Brayton Santee, former champion at the Raceway 7 up in Conneaut, Ohio. He is from Conneaut. Right behind him on the inside there is the 111 of Wendell Pinkney. Wendell again in that number 1 car. Right behind him, the guy that finished second in this race last year in the red number 94 is Bryce Davis. Bryce had picked up the, nearly won the race last year. Beautiful number 94. There's Blake Runyon after that spin. He's back out there in car number 20. All right, we got the speed back up again. Blair still the fastest in all the hot lapping so far with a 17.33. Hardy still second quick. Drellis out there. There's Ryan Hare on the screen in car number 29. Track taking on some rubber right now, and it's going to be a fast track as we get through the time trials. There's Bidwell. Damian Bidwell going side by side with Brayton Santee. Here comes the 11A of Ashton Briggs along with the 8 of the High Side Hammer, Tommy Schernhofer. Checkered flag is coming out for this hot lap session. As many cars as we had there on the track, we didn't see anybody click up into the top 15. Fastest in that group would have been Bryce Davis in the 18-second range with the number 94. Our final group of hot laps coming out here onto the track. They're led by the number 31 of Noah Brunel out of New Alexandria, PA. Defending race winner, car number 44. That is Dave Hess Jr. Dave out of Waterford, PA, the second car on the track there behind Brunel. Hess looking for a repeat here tonight to grab another 20 grand, his biggest career win happening last year. There's the 00, the Longhorn race car house car. That is piloted by Ethan Wilson coming up from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Behind him in car number 42 is Daryl Charlier. Daryl's out of Bolger, PA, nicknamed the Midway Missile, and Daryl picked up the win at Tri-City Raceway Park in Franklin back a couple weeks ago for our last race on the series. The 22H is Trevor Herr behind him. And behind him in car number 8 is Bill Holmes. Bill is out of East Concord, New York. Bill, a regular at the Genesee Speedway in Batavia, New York. Behind him, one of the fan favorites, the only Canadian making it out here tonight, the number 57 of Charlie Sandercock. Charlie piloted 2 cars here this weekend. You're going to see him out here in Lucas as well. Here's the 25K Picked up his first ever feature win at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway about a week or so ago. That is Zachary Kane out of Washington, PA. Looks like they let the 225 of Bud Watson come back out on the track to get that car tested and tuned after those 2 hot lap slowdowns, and Bud looks like he's got that car back in action. All right, folks, we're going to go time trialing now with the Lucas Oil Late Model Series coming up. All right, we're going to go to the Lucas Oil Late Models here in just a few moments. Again, they're going to be time trialing first, and then we'll be time trialing after that. So from Lernerville Speedway, we're going to throw it to a quick break, and you'll come back to the heroes of the day, James Essex and Dustin Jarrett, as they're going to announce the time trials. We'll be back at Lernerville Speedway.
All right, Eric, we are ready to go with qualifying now as we got the first 3 drivers, James, making their way on the track.
It'll be the 7. He's out of Georgetown, Delaware. That'll be Ross Robinson, followed by the 11 AC. Got a C for Delaware is Trevor Collins. And the 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia, coming off the Dirt Label to Dream victory. It'll be Jonathan Davenport in 49. Ross Robinson, he's in the Dutch Star Motorsports. Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment. ML Joseph, Sand and Gravel. Wesley Collins Billows, the Frozen Farmers. Sussex Carpentry, Hardscrabble Express, Atlantic Prime Mortgage, and First Aid Roof and Exterior Cleaning. Trevor Collins, the WWC3 Trucking. Sadie Scott Farm, Abbott Electric. Tool Works, Ed's Auto Center, the Sign Shop, Rocket Cornet. And then in the Clements-powered Longhorn, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin out of Buddy Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas for the 49 of Jonathan Davenport.
All right, James Ross Robinson, 178.56 on lap number 1. Trevor Collins, a 18.649. And Superman Jonathan Davenport will check in. Second quick, 179.08. Ross Robinson's second lap is not as good. Second lap time for Trevor Collins is better, 185.86. And the second and final lap time for Superman Jonathan Davenport is also not as good. So Ross Robinson will lay down the early time to beat after the first 3 qualifiers with a 17.856.
Up next, he's a 6-time track champion, 41 career victories here in the Lynn Geisler 1C out of Saxonburg, PA. It'll be Alex Ferree, followed by the 22T in his Lucas Oil debut out of Butler, PA. It'll be Ethan Thompson, and the 1Z out of Hookstown, Pennsylvania's Logan Zarin. Alex Ferree, the #1 Cochran Expressway, Jack's Recycling, Glow Racing, Franklin Racing Supplies, Rocket Clements. Ethan Thompson, he is at the Gateway Engineers, WK Thomas and Associates, General Contractors, Falcon Power Consultants, Lawton Chiropractic, Rocket Malkit, and Logan Zarin and the Jim Zarin, All-American Framers, Napa Racing, Level Enterprises, Schwartz Miller Transport, Brandon's Lawn and Landscaping, Tomai's Turning, and we're going to have a caution, Zarin Trucking Automotive, Longhorn Pro Power for the 1Z.
Ethan Thompson, as you saw there on your screen, went around in the 22. He did get a lap unofficially on Alex Ferree, a 18.119. So that was the first qualifying lap for Ethan Thompson in the 22. So he will have only 1 lap. Ferree gets 1 more, and Zarin should have both laps coming to him.
Alex Ferree and the legendary Bob Waring Sr., the only 6-time late model track champions here. Again, Alex Ferree, 41 career wins. His dad, Ed Ferree, he has 21 career victories here at Lernerville.
So Ross Robinson, 178.56 after that first trio. And official confirmation is that Ferree, that was not an official lap, James, his first time around. So he had 2 laps coming. Also, Logan Zarin with 2 laps coming. And because Ethan Thompson was already on the qualifying clock, he just has 1 lap remaining. So Ethan Thompson's going to check in at 19198. That is 6th quick. Alex Ferree's best lap, 3rd quick, 18.251. Logan Zarin comes off corner number 4. His best qualifying time is going to be 4th fastest, a 18.472. 6 drivers have attempted a lap. Ross Robinson, the time to beat, 17.856.
Coming up next, he's a former Lucas Oil Label Series Rookie of the Year. He was the track champion here in 2021. In the John Johnson 48 out of Allison Park, PA, it'll be Colton Flinner. Followed by the 27, last year's ULMS champion, it'll be Michael Lake. Michael Lake of the Bobby Lake Motorsports Entries out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. And the 72, 4-time track champion, 48 career wins here out of Sarver, Pennsylvania. That is Michael Norris. Colton Flinner, he's in the Johns Towing, Fast Handy Racing, River Salvage, Stands Transmission Service, All Comfort Solutions, Heating and Cooling, Jake Brake Customs, Powder Coating, Pittsburgh Epoxy Flooring, and Belisario's Restaurant. That is a Longhorn Cornet. Michael Lake, the D&M Truck Repair, Gary's Auto Sales, K2 Engineering, Seal Tight, Pavement and Maintenance, Longhorn Pro Power, Michael Norris, the Millerstown Pick Apart, D&D Auto Salvage, Thrower Concrete, Woods Rod and Custom, Integra, Rocket with a Henry motor tonight for 72.
First lap times going up. Michael Lake is 7th quick. Colton Flinner is 5th fastest. And Michael Norris, waiting a lap time on him. Second and final lap for Colton Flinner. 5th quick. Best lap, 1.8.546. Michael Lake, 3rd quick, 18.013. And unofficially the 72 of Michael Norris. Quick time, 1:7.230. That's unofficial.
Up next will be the 66. He's out of Huntington, Pennsylvania. That'll be Justin Can. Followed by the 20RT, the two-time and defending Firecracker winner, the current Lucas Oil Late 100 Series points leader and reigning series champion out of Chandler, Arizona. That'll be Ricky Thornton Jr., the EZ1 out of Cumberland, Maryland. That is Ron Fink. Justin Can, the Border Financial, Notella, Ridge Camp, K&K Seal Coating, Sheffield's Auto Sales, Claycomb, Excavating, Longhorn, Clements, Thornton, Easton, the Knights Companies, Hoker Trucking, Coleman Farms Racing, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Elite Ready Mix, Capital Waste. That is the Sunoco Certified Inspection entry of Longhorn, Clements, and Ron Fink, the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Rocket Cornet for the EZ1.
Justin Cannon officially is 6 quick. Ricky Thornton Jr., the top of the leaderboard, James 17017. And who is that? Dan Ebert, third quick, 17.820. Justin Can, second lap. He is unofficially 7th right now. Ricky Thornton Jr.'s second lap is not as good. Dan Ebert is unofficially third quick, 17.284, as we need to get the 72 of Michael Norris sandwiched in to the running order. But RTJ 17017, the new time to beat.
Dan Ebert out there, he's in the Collins Brothers Towing, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Woody's Racing, Christensen Group, Peterson Farms, Rocket Durham. So Fink was a no-show. There he is right now, Ron Fink on the track out of Cumberland, Maryland, the St. Jude Children's Hospital entry. Can they give a donation once a month to that, and then all winnings?
And Ron Fink will be qualifying by himself.
First time here at Lernerville, by the way, for Ron Fink in that Rocket Cornet EZ1.
Yeah, we always see the St. Jude's Children's Research hospital there on the side of that race car, and I got to talk with him at length last year as he goes into the spin cycle over in turn number 2. Got to talk with him at length about that last year at Port Royal, James, when we were there for the Rumble by the River, and he does not keep any earnings that he happens to get.
He gives a monthly donation
from
his race team, and then any winnings he gets, he donates that as well to St. Jude's Research. So great cause for that. Again, Ricky Thornton Jr., 17018. Again, there'll be 6 heat races tonight. 3 in Group A, 3 in Group B. And so for the 19th Firecracker 100, again presented by the great folks here at Experience Butler County, Pennsylvania. They've come on board here in 2025. Here's Ron Fink's second lap, DJ.
Yeah, second lap time for Ron Fink is going to be a 19.813 for the driver out of Cumberland, Maryland. Ricky Thornton Jr., unofficially the time to beat right now, with a 17.017.
Up next will be the 14. It'll be Dan Angelicchio. He's out of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. Followed by the veteran, only his second time here in his 50th year of racing, 70 years old, out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania. That is Gary Stuhler. And the 15K, the Bruce Kane Racing entry out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. That is Will Harrington. Dan Angelicchio, the Royal Purple Remodeling Authority, Ace Excavating. That's a rocket from Gary Stuhler, the Mark Langenfelder Mechanical, Ernie D's Enterprises, SKS Equipment and Diesel, Maple Grove Machining, 90 Years Tire and Auto Center, Arizona Sports Shirts, Tim Fraker Signs to Longhorn, Vic Hill, Will Harrington, All About Doors, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows, Haywood Mooring, Construction, Fox Factory, TNT Sweeping, Portalet, Watermelon Park, Clopay, Rocket Clements for 15K.
Dan Angelicchio unofficially 12th, Gary Stoller 9th, and Will Harrington, good lap, 4th quick. The end of lap number 1 actually be 5th. Again, we need to slide in the lap time for Michael Norris into the My Race Pass app whenever we get the opportunity to do that. Angelicchio, second lap not as good. Second lap for Stoller not as good. And the second lap time for Will Harrington a little better. His best lap time will be a 17.814. That is unofficially, I believe, 5th right now for the driver of the Bruce Kane Racing 15K.
Up next, the driver currently 12th in the Big River Steel Chase to the championship points. It'll be Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi, the 19M, followed by the 18D, 8th in the points out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. That is Dalton Wilson of the 2 out of Thompson, Pennsylvania. That is Dan Stone. Spencer used the JCM Motorsports. Colton Miller, the team based in Birmingham, Alabama. He's in the Yellow Hammer Design and Construction, Clyburn Tank Lines, Neo Bubbles Car Wash, Lone Star Super Gas, Dry Barstow, Indiana USSSA Fast Pit Softball. That's a Rocket, J. Dickens, Dalton Wilson, the Grant Lee Farms, MGL Auto Sales, the Auto Outlet, Innovative Community Solutions, Kellner Contracting, JRR Motor Sales, B&L Construction, Longhorn Clements, Dan Stone, the Captain's Preferred Products, BA Custom Headers, Deep Groves Radio, Longhorn, Vic Hill, Big Perm off the track.
Yeah, Dalton Wilson got the right rear just up over the cushion down there in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and that shot him off the racetrack. And boy, thank goodness they did some work down there throughout the day today in that area. Otherwise, that could have ended badly for the 18D. James will take a look at the Dave Warren Power Sports Instant Replay. Good to see Dave here. Yep, and there it is. Perm goes over in 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's sometimes a little treacherous. We've seen Joe Petyak and Alex Faree go for rides here the last couple of years. Still Ricky Thorne Jr., All-Star Performance Time Trial, 17.018 in car 20 RT. Remember, that'll be 10 bonus points if he can hold on to that for Group A.
Absolutely. So these 3 drivers back on the qualifying clock. It'll be the final lap. That was Dalton Wilson was on his qualifying lap. So it'll be the final lap time for Dalton Wilson. He makes the most of it right now. Unofficially third quick, 1:7.515. Spencer Hughes, his best lap is a 1:7.962. That is 8th quick for the time being. And Dan Stone's second lap time is unofficially 17th, a 1:8.832. Ricky Thornton Jr. has the time to beat after 20 cars, 1:7.017.
Up next will be the 555. The youngster comes to us out of Ellenville, New York. That'll be Bam Bam. Brock Pinkerus in the 555, followed by the 6 out of Jupiter, Florida. That is Clay Harris in the 76 out of Evans, Georgia. That'll be Brandon Overton, 2-time winner of the Firecracker 100. Brock Pinkerus in the Paul Pinkerus Shackleton Auto and Truck Parks, Pink's Links Virtual Golf, Dr. Pink Orthodontics, Northeast Paving and Seal Coat, Russ King Racing, Rocket Clements, Clay Harris, he's at a Longhorn H&R Racing Engine, Wilkerson Farms Impact Electrical Services, Done Right Construction, National Fragile X Foundation, Universal Cable Systems, 12 Kings Construction, and in Overton, he is in the Garto Southern, Napa Auto Parts, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Dude Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Longhorn Clements for Riggs Motorsports.
Bam Bam. 4th quick, James. One good lap. Clay Harris
move
right
over
now.
Pebbles.
3rd, that's right. And Brandon Overton. 5th quick right now, 1:7.619. Again, still need to slide the Mike Norris 72 into the lineup there wherever he is. Bam Bam, 1:7.200. That is 2nd quick right now. Clay Harris's 2nd lap is not as good. He is 4th on the monitor, and Brandon Overton right now 6th quick, 2nd lap not as good. Brock Pinkerus 2nd quick, Lernerville 1:7.200.
4 more to go in Group A. It'll be the 22. He's out of Indiana, Pennsylvania. 17 career wins here at Lernerville. It'll be Greg Satterley. Greg Satterley, the Kaiser Manufacturing, Satterley Motorsports, AFCO, Classic Inc., Rocket Clements, followed by the 4S out of Green Lane, Pennsylvania. That'll be Danny Snyder. Danny Snyder and the Snyder's Mobile Wash, PPC Lubricants, Dry Dean, Virtual Essence, Hair Design, Master Cola, Hauling. That's a Kryptonite Vic Hill, followed by Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois. The Valvoline, Sorbert Calf Ranches, Franklin Enterprises, Petro Towing, Sunoco Race Fuels, Collins Brothers Towing, Gunners Honey East Metal Works, Styles Marine and Maintenance, Rocket One Pre-Owned Motors, and that's a Rocket Durham for Mark Richards Racing for Brandon Shepard.
When you ride on board with him there on the lower right-hand part of the screen, Satterley 4th quick. Danny Snyder is 22nd. Brandon Shepard 7th quick, 1:7.552. Satterley, lap number 2, not as good. His best lap, a 1:7.376. 2nd lap time for Danny Snyder. He was 22nd on lap 1. He'll be 23rd, 1:8.998. And Brandon Shepard unofficially 5th, 1:7.446 for the driver out of New Berlin, Illinois. James, we have had 26 drivers qualify. Ricky Thornton Jr., the time to beat, 1:7.017.
How about the final qualifying Group A? In his first ever race in the state of Pennsylvania, coming off that $30,000 win at Eldora preliminary night, he is out of Crittenden, Kentucky. That'll be Josh Rice. Josh Rice and the Rick Jones team, Senescence Construction, Airmax Heating and Cooling, Rice Excavating and Plumbing, Chain Logger, Impact Race Gear, Glenwood Electric, Sunoco Race Fuels, MC Take, Sean Full with the crew chief on 11. The time to beat in Group A is 17:018. Current Northern All-Star late model points leader, Josh Rice in 11. First time at Lernerville, first lap, DJ.
First time around for the 11 of Josh Rice. Not a bad lap. James ninth quick, 1:7.770. Hot laps earlier this evening, the first time he had ever even turned laps on this racetrack. He didn't get to hot lap last night, as you mentioned earlier. Here comes Josh Rice. He's high in 3 and 4. Second and final lap. A little bit better, James. He bumps up to 8th, 1:7.562.
17:018. Ricky Thornton Jr., DJ, right now in Group A.
It's Ricky Thornton Jr.,
Yep.
1:7.017. Bam Bam second quick, 1:7.200. Now, for those of you watching at home, third is actually going to be the 72 of Michael Norris. We can see it here on the scoreboard in the infield. It did not populate in the live timing and scoring, but Michael Norris is third quick, unofficially 1:7.230. Then Dan Ebert fourth, Greg Satterley fifth, Brandon Shepard sixth, Clay Harris seventh, Dalton Wilson eighth, Josh Rice ninth, and Brandon Overton rounding out the top 10. So it'll be unofficially Ricky Thornton Jr., Brock Pinkerus, and Michael Norris starting on the front row of heats 1, 2, and 3 tonight.
On the pole of each of these.
On the pole, yes.
And
How about
outside
that?
front row will be what?
Greg Satterley.
Satterley, Shepard, and
I'm sorry, Dan Ebert, Greg Satterley,
and
Brandon
Shepard.
Shepard.
Oh, my. Oh, my. All right, those cars will make their way back to the pit area. So that'll be heats 1, 2, and 3 here tonight for the 19th annual Firecracker Winter. Again, brought to you by the fine folks at Experience Butler County, Pennsylvania. Thanks for them coming on board here in 2025 for this great event, the 19th annual. Great crowd on in here tonight. So Group B will be heats 4, 5, and 6. So how about that?
Yes.
How about in that first group, you had Thornton, you had Shepard, you had Overton, you had Davenport. Davenport, what, 14th quickest?
Yeah.
But he started 13th in the Dirt Late Model Dream, so got a ways to go to get his first Firecracker 100, but he can surely get it done. But will we have a new winner? Not only two previous winners are here.
Yeah.
That would be Thornton and Overton. Both have won it twice.
And we will do it all again now for the second half of the field. They will qualify against themselves, so a clean scoreboard in the infield, a clean My Race Pass app in front of us. And the first three drivers to come out, James, will be the 12 of Ryan Montgomery, the 2T of Rich Wicker, and the 99 of Devin Moran.
Ryan Montgomery out of Fairmont, West Virginia. He is in the Harris Walmsley Racing, Josh Walmsley Racing, Bomax Equipment Company, Next Level Heating and Cooling, Newlands International Sales, A5 Holdings, Teats Meats, Sayers, is it Sayer Source? Sayer?
What did you write down?
I
You
don't know.
can't read your
I can't
writing.
read it. It's on the spoiler. Legendary Transport. FIFA. That's the
Soccer?
Longhorn Clements. That's not a soccer
Okay.
sponsor. It's a trucking company. Rich Wicker is out of Mahaffey, Pennsylvania. The Stonehill Ranch. Good tire service. Not bad tire service, but good tire service. Wicker Excavating, Doherty, Russ King, Longhorn Henry, and Devin Moran. The Double Down Motorsports. Big River Steel, Lazy Days are over 99.
Ryan Montgomery, 18326. Rich Wicker, a 19905. Devin Moran, second in this event last year. Good first lap, 17.494. That'll be the early time to beat in Group B. Ryan Montgomery's second lap, a tick better, 1:8.284. Second lap time for Rich Wicker, a little better, 1:9.492. And Devin Moran lays down a very good second lap, 1:7.182. That is second quickest overall, and that is the early time to beat in Group B.
Driving his Lucas Oil debut, a regular here at Lernerville, the 6 out of Indiana, Pennsylvania. That'll be Matt Martin. Matt Martin in the Rocket I-War Racing engine entry, followed by the 93. He is currently in 9th in the points. That'll be Carson Ferguson. He's out of Lincoln, North Carolina, the Paler Motorsports entry. And behind him will be the 111 in his return to the Lucas Oil Series. He is out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. That'll be Max Blair. Matt Martin, he's of the Martin Diesel LLC, Martin Towing, McCabe, Philibert, Funeral Home, Reisingers LLC, Hellcat Graphics, Roadside Pizza, Wings, and more. And followed by Carson Ferguson. He is in the Hoopall Grading Company, Live Oak Aesthetic and Family Dentistry, Coleman Farms Racing, Sparks Oil Company, Buddy's Automotive, Brad Benton Trucking, Baker Mitchell, Tribble Electric, Pro Fabrication, Boone HVAC, Solidified Concrete, Max Blair, the C&J Dairy, Creek Pizza and Sub, a pub, Upstate Auto Group, Dean Auto Group, Creekside Auto Sales, One Star Collision, Murphy's Logging, Gable Inn, Longhorn Clements 111.
You got them all. Great job, James. Matt Martin, 5th quick on lap 1. Carson Ferguson, 2nd. Now Max Blair goes to 2nd. Carson Ferguson on his 2nd lap is impeded by the 6, so he will get one more lap coming to him. Matt Martin's 2nd lap time is not as good. 2nd lap time for the 111 of Max Blair is not quite as good. He stays 2nd, and again, one more lap for Carson Ferguson. He'll stay out on the track in the Paylor Motorsports number 93. James, his 1st lap time was a 17.628.
Yeah, he's shown some speed the last couple of months. Again, Carson Ferguson at Paylor Motorsports entry, currently 9th in the championship point standings. Cornet Power under the hood of that Longhorn. Car number 93 trying to improve. Again, that first lap, 17.628. It's Moran here in Group B, 17.182. Overall, still Thornton at 17.017.
2nd lap time for Carson Ferguson. Not quite as good, 17635. His 1st lap was a 17628. That's what he'll stand on. He's 3rd quick. Max Blair is 2nd. Devin Moran, the time to beat James in Group B, 17182. A great look there at the Willys World special scheme for Max Blair this weekend.
Max Blair, former Rookie of the Year in the series, running an independent schedule the rest of 2025. We'll see him a lot in the Lucas Oil Series coming up. It'll be the 22 out of Erlenmeyer. Would it be Daniel Hilzebeck? Daniel Hilzebeck, the Banning Chiropractic 20.
Trouble. Big time trouble, James. Daniel Hilzebeck goes over in turns 1 and 2, and that will bring out the red flag. You see him tapping the roof of the race car. That signifies that he is okay, but a hard flip for the Earlham, Iowa driver Daniel Hilzebeck down in turns 1 and 2. Well, safety officials down there, and again, you saw him tap on the roof. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials communicating with him on the one-way radio communication, asking him if he is okay to tap the roof. He did that, and of course, emergency personnel down there to check on him as well, and we'll take a look at the instant replay and see what happened to the 22 of Earlham, Iowa's Daniel Hilzebeck. He's going to see him get too high getting in, and that car went for a violent tumble in turns 1 and 2.
And he's currently 2nd in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase. First time here at Lernerville on this Dave Warren Power Sports replay.
And he had just gotten up to speed there, too. You saw him. He had just gotten on the gas, James. That right rear tire, it just went out over a little bit. And this, like a lot of tracks, you get that right rear over, and that car bottoms out and digs into the surface. And it sent him over a couple times. Glad to see Hilzebeck's okay.
Yeah, not only 2nd in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase behind Donald McIntosh, but he's 11th in the championship points, DJ. So again, here in Group B, it'll be Devin Moran, quick as 17.182. And again, that's 10 valuable bonus points if he can hang on to that. Thornton got 10 in Group A. Thornton came in tonight 15 ahead of Davenport. So he's opened that back up to 25 now as the championship points leader, sporting the Midwest Sheet Metal spoiler.
And of course, at the end of the season, the top 4 drivers, great look there at Hilzebeck's number 22 from Adam Martz. In the infield, the top 4 drivers at the end of the season will race for the series championship, the Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by ARP.
Well, the good news is that Hilzebeck is getting a ride back to the pit area. He was okay there, but man, tough ride, and glad the equipment did its job. And that is one of the things about Lernerville. It is very technical running the top, especially when the racetrack has got a cushion this thin. And you saw Daniel Hilzebeck, first timer here to Lernerville Speedway, and it giveth and it taketh, and it took a lot more than it gave right there, but glad that he was okay. And he's a driver, guys, that has battled up and downs as you would expect a rookie to. But I tell you what, really picking up momentum over the past month or so in that O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year points battle.
All 3 rookies here for the first time, McIntosh, Daniel Hilzebeck, and Dan Ebert. Dan Ebert, a good qualifying run in Group A.
So again, Hilzebeck, James, he was just coming up to speed. You'll take a look at the instant replay here one more time from our good friends at Dave Warren Power Sports. And you're going to see Hilsebeck, he gets on the gas. He just got on the gas. Yeah, you see him right there. Just starts to get on the gas. And that right rear is going to go up over the curb. And when that car digs in, it goes for a ride. One more look at it in slow motion. Did one complete revolution in the air. For barrel rolling again a couple more times. Tried to go over once more before finally landing on all fours.
Well, we've seen some vicious wrecks at Eldora, a few weeks ago. Thank goodness everybody's okay. Daniel's okay, but these chassis builders, that's a capital. And, of course, Chad Smith and Shane Clanton, they built it. Shane Clanton's been around a long, long time. His dad raced many years as well. And all of these chassis builders just did such a great job in the construction. Of course, we've got the self-containment seats, the head and neck restraint, the helmets, the gloves, everything, just, and they can walk away from that. So Daniel up on the hook, his car, as he's made his way back to the pit area. I would assume, I don't know if he's got a backup car. I would assume he does.
Yeah, one time they were down on motors.
They were down on motors. They're at Eagle, and they're getting one back. Yes, Ben.
Yeah, I believe they get the motors back. And he had 2 cars at Eagle, but he was down to 1 motor after hurting one the first night. And they got back up to full bore on the motors. But, yeah, they're going to have to go to a backup car. And that's what, when you get upside down like that, you're going to get to the engine as well, because obviously the fuel gets to places that the fuel's not always supposed to be. Same with the oil and things like that. So, but kudos, as you said, James, to Chad Smith, Shane Clanton building a safe race car. That was a hard impact up at the top of 1 and 2 for the Iowa driver.
So Daniel Tristan Vesterbay, the crew chief on the 22 car.
Right now, again, 6 cars officially into Group B. Devin Moran has the early time to beat after the first 6 qualifiers with a 1:7.182. Max Blair is second quick right now with a 1:7.415, and Carson Ferguson is third quick, 1:7.628. Overall, the quickest driver is your 2-time and defending Firecracker 100 champion, Ricky Thornton Jr. He came out about halfway through Group A, and that time is a 1:7.017.
So Matt Glandon, he will be coming up. He's coming out of turn 2. He'll come to the green here in a little bit. He's out of Denton, Maryland. He's in the Glandon Construction Advanced Motorsports. Bruce Kane Racing, KB Auto, Rocket Mullins. Second, about, a handful of starts in a super late model. He'll be followed by the 79 leading the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase. That is Donald McIntosh. Donald McIntosh in 79. He's out of Dawsonville, Georgia, in the Billy Hicks Racing, H&H Auto Sales, Coleman Farms Racing. Nobody Walks, NC.com. Longhorn Clements for last year's Spring and Southern Nationals champion, Donald McIntosh. And then we should have the third entrant, should be Chubb Frank onto the track, the veteran out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. He's made 17 of these 18 Firecracker 100s. He's in the Corey Rubber Corporation, Briggs Transport, Dave Warren Power Sports, Nystrom's Auto Sales, Longhorn Clements. By the way, Chubb Frank, DJ, 16 career victories here at Lernerville.
Inside information. I like it. So Matt Glandon there on the back straight. We're going to go ahead and get the drivers that were in the infield out of the infield, so they're making their way back to the pit area. The 12 of Ryan Montgomery going to get pushed back to the pit area as well. And we should come around to the green flag here momentarily with the 0-1, as you said, of Matt Glandon, the 79 of Donald McIntosh, and then the 1 star of Chubb Frank.
By the way, in the late models, Bob Waring Sr., the all-time winningest driver, 117. Add that in with what the big block modifieds. He's the all-time winningest driver.
Yes, he is.
In the late models, it's Bob Waring Sr., Lynn Geisler with 109, Michael Norris at 48. That shows you how good Waring and Geisler have been over the years, right?
Yeah.
John Flinner, and then Alex Faree, Jared Miley, his uncle Ben Miley, then Blackie Watt, Bob Waring Jr., Ed Faree, and Dave Huffman.
Did you put Blackie Watt on your
I did
dirt
last
draft
night.
team?
I
Good
did
job.
last night.
Well, we got rained out. You got to add him. Got to add him again. There's Chubb Frank.
Chubb.
Yes.
Missed it by 1 car last year out of the B main.
I know.
Trying to go 18 for 18, trying to get back in the show here tonight.
All right, well, they're all gunning for Devin Moran here in Group B, 1:7.182. The first driver to put up a qualifying lap with this trio is going to be the Dawsonville, Georgia native, And that is the Billy Hicks Racing 79 of Donald McIntosh. His Longhorn checks in 5th quick. Chubb Frank going to go 4th fastest. And Matt Glandon on lap number 1 is 7th quick, 1:9.321. Second lap time for D-Mac, Donald McIntosh off corner number 4 is going to be better. 4th quick, 1:8.118. Second lap for Chubb Frank, a little better. 5th quick, 1:8.135. And the second and final lap time for the 0-1 of Matt Glandon is not as good. He will stay 7th fastest, 1:9.321. 10 drivers have attempted a lap in Group B. Devin Moran, the time to beat, 1:7.182.
Up next, Charlie Sandercock, not there to be Bump Hedman in the B22. He's out of Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania. Followed by the 25Z out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania, former Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year, Mason Ziegler. And then we should have...
Just going to be those two right now,
just those
James.
two?
Yes, sir.
All right, Bump Hedman, he is in the homemade U.S. homemade cleaning products, Sardinia Mini Storage, Clean Machine, Biggs Pizza and Subs, Magnum Graphics, cams, logging supplies, and outdoor wear, Cargo Auto Sales, Ty Touring Racing, Longhorn Clements, Mason Ziegler, he's in the green lane, RBS Truck Collision, RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, Harris Walmsley Enterprises, BX Logistics Group, Rocket Clements, 25Z.
Charlie Sandercock is going to come out by himself next, James, so the white flag will fly for Bump Hedman. He is 7th quick, and Mason Ziegler will now trump him. He'll go 7th quick, 1:8.323 for Mason Ziegler. Ziegler, remember last year, really close to getting a prelim, went in that great battle with Drake Troutman here on one of the prelim nights. Second and final lap time for the Bump 22. 1:9.283, his best lap. He stays 8th. Ziegler does not improve. He will stay 7th. His best lap, 1:8.323. 12 drivers have now attempted a lap, and Devin Moran is the guy they're gunning for, the 1:7.182. Now Charlie Sandercock making his Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series debut. The Trenton, Ontario native will come out and get a lap to himself.
Also doing double duty tonight, he's in the Rapid Rad Service, Scott Trudeau Construction, Deep Haven Power Sports, KD Transmission, Bellevue Fabricating LTDs. That's a rocket with a Rod Cochran power plant under the hood in his Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series debut. Only one driver from Canada has ever made the Lernerville, the Firecracker winner. That would be Ricky Weiss, of course.
Yeah, there you go. First lap time for Charlie Sandercock. He's 8th quick, not a bad lap, 1:8.887. For the Trenton, Ontario driver. Usually a very strong runner in the crate late model action in Ontario. Second and final lap time for the 57 of Sandercock, not quite as good. He will stay 8th for the time being, 1:8.887. James, we've now had 13 drivers attempt a lap, and we'll bring the next trio to the Speedway.
It'll be the 9 wide DJ. It'll be out of Cabot, Pennsylvania. That'll be Levi Yetter. Followed by the number 9, he's out of Conneaut, Ohio, is Brayton Santee. And the 77, a regular here at Lernerville, out of Saxonburg, PA. Two-time, what is it?
Pro Stock
track
champion,
champion Tyler Dietz. Levi Yetter, he's in the Johns Towing, CRS Contracting, Bachman Trucking, Rosebrook Village, Thrower Concrete, Mr. Water Heater, Jake Brake Customs Powder Coating. That's a Longhorn Clements, Brayton Santee, and the Coonley Brothers. Yes, Coonley, yes, Cometic Gasket, Ainsley Oil, Sunoco, Basil Fuels, Sposito, is it Sposito?
I can't read my writing. Yes.
Sposito. Longhorn Ryan. Tyler Dietz, he's in the Weist Asphalt Products and Paving. VFW Veterans of Foreign War, Moody Sales, Kip Johnson Upholstery, Whitetail Heaven Outfitters, and Samuel Adams, 77.
I love it. You just turned mine off. That's okay. Dietz 11th quick. No, thank you. Brayton Santee 4th. Levi Yetter 5th. Second lap time for Brayton Santee. Not as good. He'll be 4th right now. 1:7.628. Second lap for Levi Yetter was not as good. He is 5th. And the second lap time for Tyler Dietz, a tick better. He bumps up one spot to 10th. 1:8.828. We've now had 16 drivers attempt a lap. Moran, Blair, Ferguson, the top 3.
Driver currently 4th in the series points out of Martinsville, Indiana, will be Hudson O'Neill, followed by the 50th. The driver currently 5th in the points out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, Garrett Alberson, and the 157. He's runner up here before to Winfield, Tennessee, Mike Marler. Hudson O'Neill, the SSI Motorsports, Big River Steel, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding, Subsurface of Indiana, Professional Concrete, Cutting and Drilling, Westside Tractor Sales, O'Neill Salvage, Indiana U, Triple SA, Fast Pit Softball, Dyno One, Houchins Insurance, Bobcat of HO Marshall. That is a Cornet-powered Longhorn. Alberson, Low Voltage Solutions, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Sunoco, 58, and Mike Marler, the Quick Supply, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Truck Country, Brenning Rock Products. That is an Infinity by Wells Clements.
Hudson O'Neill second quick. Garrett Alberson fourth fastest. Mike Marler third fastest. You knew that trio. You knew this trio was going to be good. Oh, Hudson O'Neill slips off the top of turn number 4. And Garrett Alberson will have to get off the throttle. And Mike Marler also just did the same thing. He just slipped too high. So one lap coming for the 58 of Alberson and the 157. That's it for Hudson O'Neill. He will be second quick right now with a 17.319. So one lap coming to the 157 and the 58 as the caution had flown for Hudson O'Neill.
Mike Marler, Can-Am Auto Salvage, also Brown's Heavy Equipment, 06 Explosives. Josh Davis, the crew chief on that. Zach Houston, the crew chief for Nutrient Ag Solutions, Titan Racing Products, Bill Sports Shop, Done Right TV, Dickey's Doghouse, Cheap Cars, Fertilizer Equipment, Romer Machine, Denago Power Sports, yes.
Garrett
Longhorn
Alberson,
Clements.
Yes, his second lap time, not quite as good. He is fifth right now with a 17.764. Mike Marler going to come around to collect his second lap, and he almost slipped over again. His second lap will not be as good. He stays third. His best lap, 173.23. James, we've now had 19 drivers attempt a qualifying lap. Devin Moran, Hudson O'Neill, Mike Marler, your new top 3.
Up next will be the 93, currently 15th in the points out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. It'll be Corey Lawler. Corey Lawler and the PPZ Lubricants, Ponchos Racing Products, Creekside Auto Sales, Sunoco Race Fuels, Longhorn Pro Power, followed by the 10L in his 38th year of racing, former track champion out of Hyde Park, Pennsylvania. It'll be Gary Lyle. Gary Lyle in the Sprinkles Neighborhood Market. Hashtag Save on Meat. Mr. Feed, Novotny's Pizza, Rocket Cornet, followed by the J4, another former track champion out of Sarver. It'll be John Garvin Jr. John Garvin Jr. here in the J4. That's the Homeboy Seamless Gutters. Bachman Trucking, Garvin Scrap Metals, Jake Brake Customs Powder Coating. That's a Longhorn, Scott Bailey, J4.
Corey Lawler, ninth fastest his first time around. Gary Lyle, a 1998 track champion, is 16th quick on lap number 1. And Johnny Garvin will go 17th quick, 19074. Second lap. Remember, Corey Lawler was fastest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, by the way. His second lap time, not quite as good. He'll stay 9th right now, 18092. Gary Lyle's second lap, not as good. His best lap time, 16th, 19021. And the best lap time for John Garvin is 17th, 19.042. James, 22 drivers have attempted a lap. Just 5 drivers remain, and they're all still gunning for Devin Moran and his lap time of 17182.
Up next will be two-time track champion of the Sarver, Pennsylvania. It'll be Ken Schultenbrand. Ken Schultenbrand, United Rentals, Beaver Jack Tree Service, Nature's Depot, Powell Safety Solutions, Longhorn Roush Yates, followed by the 10. He is out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That'll be Jared Miley. The 2012 track champion, the Joe Corrado. Blue Mountain Energy, Optimal Transport, Homeboy Seamless Gutters, Johnson's Auto Service, Rocket Dumhoff, and the 10 out of Cannonsburg, PA, the Rocket Pro Power of Ryan Christoph. He's in the not out there yet.
Not out there yet.
He's coming up next. Sean Brandon Miley. TJ.
There you go. All the 10s, right?
All the 10s.
All the
right.
10s, yes.
On
It'll
the 10s.
be the
Traffic and weather on the 10s.
It'll be the 29 of Schultenbrand getting his first lap in, 14th quick, 18802. Miley will go 12th fastest, 18.252. So a pair of former track champions on the track right now. Kenny Schultenbrand will not like his second lap. He slips up over in turns 3 and 4. And he's the only driver to win a late model feature here this year. He goes 15th, 18802. Second lap for Jared Miley, not as good. He will be 12th. His best lap, 18.252. And just a few drivers left here in All-Star Performance Time Trials tonight. Matt Sponoggle will be the first one out.
Matt Sponoggle on his Lucas Oil debut out of Wiley Ford, West Virginia. He is in the Sponoggle. Towing, Happy Trails Campground, Cobra Mining, Longhorn Clements. He will be followed by the 55. Yes, that is Chris Schneider out of Lower Burrell, Pennsylvania. The Butler Truck Parts, Kenneth Beck Trucking, ICA Mechanical, Jake Brake Customs, Powder Coating, BT Truck, and other service. It's all about mobile. It's all clean mobile pressure washing chassis. Domhoff Racing engine against Moran, O'Neill, Marlar, Blair here in Group B.
Still one more driver to qualify. It will be Ryan Kristoff in the other number 10, James, is Matt Sponagel's first lap time, 20th quick, 1:9.185. And the first lap time for Chris Schneider is 15th quick, 1:8.692. Matt Sponagel out of Wiley Ford, West Virginia. Always a sucker for those blue and orange race cars. His second lap time better, 16th, 1:6.763. And Chris Schneider will drift off the top of turns 3 and 4, and his best lap time will be 15th, 1:8.692. And that means we will have just one driver left to qualify here tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and it's going to be the number 10 of Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania's Ryan Kristoff.
In the Zapperly, Rusty's Oil and Propane, the Physical Therapy Institute, MS Shock Therapy, GCI Products. It's a Rocket Pro Power. 4, Ryan Kristoff. Devin Moran, 17.182. So Thornton right now, 17.017, the quickest overall. Here in qualifying all-star performance for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series for the 19th annual Firecracker 100, brought to you by Experience, Butler County, Pennsylvania.
And we've got to experience a lot of it over the course of the last couple of days, and we are experiencing the Firecracker 100 here tonight. Ryan Kristoff's first qualifying lap is going to be 26:20.785 for the driver that lives just south of here in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. Second and final lap time for the red number 10 here in All-Star Performance Time Trials, Ryan Kristoff, and he will check in the 20.919. That will be 26th in Group B, and that's a wrap on All-Star Performance Time Trials here this evening. In Group B, it was Devin Moran setting the quickest lap time, the runner-up in this event 1 year ago. So how about that? The top two from last year are the fastest qualifiers in their respective groups tonight. Hudson O'Neill second quick, Mike Marlar third. As long as those times hold up, they will start on the pole of heat races 4, 5, and 6. Joining them alongside will be Max Blair in the 111, the 58 of Garrett Albertson, and Carson Ferguson in 93. How about the local flair? How about Brayton Santee laying down a good lap? Levi Yetter, Corey Lawler, Donald McIntosh going to round out your top 10. But the overall quick qualifier here tonight is going to be the driver out of Chandler, Arizona, two-time and defending champion of this event, Ricky Thornton Jr., and he's going to grab a word with Ben Shelton.
Well, Ricky, a year ago tonight, you dominated this event. 2 days of watching it rain. How big was this tonight to come out with so much speed?
Oh, man, it was huge. We obviously the last 2 years we went with the other team, so hopefully we can get it done tonight. I really wanted the last 2 nights just to try to get my stuff better. We came for the flow race last year, and Bobby kicked all our butts, so I don't know, I feel like we're pretty good there. I thought I was gonna go off turn 1, but luckily enough I didn't, so worked out for us. I'm sure they'll probably do a little track prep here before our heat race, but overall track looks awesome. It's smooth, so every time it rains you always kind of worry about it getting rough, but it's smooth. I got a ton of fans out, so hopefully everyone stops by Boiling Steak on a Stick and get some food.
How many Ricky Thornton Jr. fans are in the house here tonight? For the 6th time this year, he's the All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Rush qualifying just around the corner.
Thank you very much, Ben Shelton down there trackside. All right, we're going to take a 60-second break here from Lernerville Speedway as Rush Late Model Touring Series and its time trials are coming up next here at Lernerville. right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lernerville Speedway here in Starver, Pennsylvania. Nice shot of the beautiful skies here that are dominating our Saturday compared to our Thursday and Friday here at Lernerville. Up on the track now for the Billy Meek Memorial presented by Sunoco, along with Seal Tight Paving and Joseph J. Olivia, attorney at law. We're going to have our time trials. We've got two groups, Group A, Group B, or Flight A and B. This group here will be determining heat races number 1, 2, and 3. And coming out onto the track first will be Demetrius Drelis out of Queensbury, New York. He's in the Henry's Headers and Exhaust Systems, Drelis Motorsports number 111P. Max Blair out of Centerville, PA, driving car number 114. And Zach Gunn in car number 17G out of McDonald. Drelis is driving the Drelis Motorsports, Henry's Headers and Exhaust Systems, Carolina Street Pub, rocket number 111D. Actually, we're going yellow. Yellow flag is coming back out. Apparently a technical problem up here in the tower with regard to the timing system. We had a problem connecting the loop up here, and it seems to be back in action. So Drelis is out there in car number 111D. Then you got the 114 of Max Blair. He's in the Centerline Motorsports car. The Creekside Auto Sales, Tavern 618, Gables Inn, Upstate Auto Group, C&J Dairy, Creek Pizza and Pub, Deer Lakes Bull, Riggs Fiber, Bish Heating and Cooling, number 114. And Zach Gunn, regular at the Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, and the Scott Gunn Racing, DG Manufacturing, Tailgate Support, West Mifflin Collision, Manickey's First Stop Automotive, Bridgeville Automotive, rocket number 17G, that is Zach Gunn. First car across the line, Drelis with an 18.944 second lap, followed by Blair. He is faster with an 18.293, 18.293 for Blair. And Gunn is third quick right now with a 19.867. So Blair, who has won this race twice before, across the line once again is Drelis. He had an 18.780. Blair doing a nice job, screaming across the line. His first lap better than his second lap, and Zach Gunn stays at a 19.867. Blair won this race 3 times in the Bill E. Meek Memorial. Actually, Zach Gunn's second lap of 19.683 ends up being quicker. So Max Blair sets the pace for the first group with an 18.293. Blair won the Bill E. Meek Memorial here at Lernerville in 2019, 2020, and 2023. All right, next 3 cars are coming out onto the track. They're led by Brad Messler in car number 87S. He's out of Wellsville, New York. Behind him is Nitro Nick Davis. He's out of Gumboro, Delaware. And the third car coming out of Portville, New York is Dusty Waters. Let's talk about Brad Messler. He's driving the Sturtevant Trucking, Messler Trucking, Messler Farm, Beaver Trucking and Excavating, Longhorn Chassis, number 87S, defending champion at Bradford Speedway. Behind him on the track, in the Clements Racing Engineering, Virgil Davis, the third Trucking, WWC, the third Trucking, Dirt Road Trucking and Davis Trucking and Fabricating, Sadie Scott Farm, Slicker Graphics, number 92, that is Nitro Nick Davis. And behind him, Dusty Waters, Dusty on the Dunning Auto Parts, Elman Electric, Kel Car Electrical Contracting, The Scoop, Pine Grove Collision, Afterburner, Performance, and 5-Star Renovations Mastersville Chassis there for Waters. So Waters goes third quick right now with a 19.200. Nick Davis with a 19.774 is fifth quick. Messler sixth quick with a 19.839. Their second lap's coming across the line here. Messler, he crosses. Looks like his second lap is slower. Nick Davis, his second lap is better with a 19.686, bounces him up to fifth. But right now, Dusty Waters holds on to that third spot. He's quickest in that threesome. All right, next up, Jason Knowles out of Addison, New York. He's in the Griswold's ETR Services, Mobile Tech Communication Corp, Hair Color Masters, Leland Harris Trucking and Busing, the Jet out of Addison, driving car number 4. Behind him on the track is the 21J of Jamie Wrightsman out of Cortland, Ohio. Jamie in the Racy Farms, Ready Mix King Brothers Concrete, Kings Sanitary Service, rocket number 21J. Again, Jamie Reitzman driving for his father, and Chuck Recker in car number 6R. Chuck is in the Lucon's Reb Fab, Recker Inc., RPR Recker Porter Racing out of Pittsburgh, rocket. It is Chuck Recker. Great name for a driver. Jason Knowles, 4th quick on the track right now with a 19.267. Jamie Reitzman, 5th quick with a 19.487. Recker back in 9th. Let's see if Jason Knowles can improve it here. Jason stays with a 19.267 there. Reitzman, let's see what Jamie can do. His second lap coming across the line, still better than, or his first lap still better. Chuck Recker at a 23.41 had a better lap, but way back in 9th off the pace for Chuck. Next onto the track, out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, in the Imperial River Transport, Ace Excavation, Comtrol International, Brook Financial, rocket number 55A, Marino Angelicio. Marino in the 55A behind him from Friendship, New York. A regular racer up there at the State Line Speedway area. He's in the Chubb Frank Racing, Boulevard Hardware, Chase Logging, Fred's Welding, Karting Excavation. Number 61, it's a victory chassis for Chuck LaFleur. And behind him, in a Kryptonite chassis car, it's the Biscotti's Restaurant and Winery, Baccia Winery, Franco's Pizzeria, Ray's Chiropractic Clinic, C&B Lounge. Kryptonite number 1 star of Jeff Watson from Conneaut, Ohio. Angelico crosses the line with a 24.19. LaFleur 6th quick with a 19.574. And Watson back at 9th quick with his 19.778. Coming across the line here, LaFleur. Looks like he's going to stay in 6th quick there. Angelico bounced up to 7th quick with a 19.603 on his second lap. Watson back in 10th. His first lap still the fastest. Scoreboard's up for you now. We were trying to get that hooked up here, and should be clean and green. That's Max Blair, Demetrius Strelis at Dusty Waters, 1, 2, 3. Mason Ziegler out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania in the green lane, RBS. Auto Trailer Sales, RBS Truck and Collision, rocket number 25Z. Ziegler out on the track now with the 25Z behind him in car number 33W out of Stephen City, West Virginia, up near Winchester. He's in the Brills Motorsports Repair and Performance, Sweeney Built, JNS Home Services, Race Wraps, Allstate, Linneberg Painting and Roofing, car number 33W, Jacob Witt. And the other car on the track out of Kingsville, Ohio, car number 225 in the Ingram Engines, Evergreen Lake Park Hypertech Precision, Bozar Excavation, Brown Sprinkler Service, number 225. It is Bud Watson, and Mason Ziegler goes 2nd quick with an 18.538. Can Ziegler pull it off here and try to get by Blair on this lap? Here he comes by. Quick time, 18.275 for Mason Ziegler. 18.275. Jacob Witt at 4th fastest on his first lap with a 19.117. Here comes Bud Watson, 6th quick with a 19.249. So Mason Ziegler now sets the pace for qualifying Group A. 18.275 for Ziegler. 3 cars coming out next. Brady Wonderling out of Wellsville, New York, the David Stoltenberg owned. Quintonance Firewood, Close Racing Supply, Leitzel's Auto Repair, Longhorn number 1S, Brady Wonderling out of Wellsville, New York. Behind him, one of the top stars in car number 99 out of Linden, Virginia, the Summers Lacey Racing, High Side Hustler, Rocket Chassis. It's the Zirkle Brothers, Letterworks, American Paint Company, Anthony's Pizza, Exceptional Wildlife Removal, Race Wraps, DeHaven's Trailer Sales, number 99 of Kyle Hardy. And behind him from Delmar, Delaware, the Smith Boys Racing, R. Smith Farm, Smithville Garage, R. Smith Trucking, number 01S. It is Robert Smith. Brady Wonderling goes 3rd quick with an 18.758. Here comes Hardy's 9th quick with a 19.332. Yellow flag comes out for Brady Wonderling. Wonderling set 3rd quick, and that's where he's going to stay as he spun out on his 2nd lap, so only his 1st lap will count. Kyle Hardy got 1 lap in, as did Robert Smith. They'll get the green flag here with the white. They'll get 1 more time around to get their final lap in. Hardy slinging it sideways up there in turn number 2, trying to get the bite around this half-mile oval as they work their way out of the turn. Here we go. Checkered flag is out. Hardy stays 9th quick with a 19. Oh no, he bounces up to 3rd quick with an 18.593. 18593 for Kyle Hardy as he takes over 3rd quick. Remember, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the time trials start pole in heats 1, 2, and 3. Jake Gunn, recent winner out of North Fayette, Pennsylvania, at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. He's driving the DJ Manufacturing Tailgate X Support West Mifflin Collision Slicker Graphics Durats Built Bridgeville Automotive Rocket. Jake Gunn behind him doing double duty tonight in the black number 33X, owned by Greg Beach. It's the Anarchy Customs Fabrication and Consulting, RPM Shock Services, Integra Shocks, Jake Brake Custom Powder Coating, Longhorn out of Hookstown, PA, it's Logan Zarin. And behind him, out of Freedom, New York, driving the Ed Carly Motorsports, Bear Nugs, Florida, RCC, RA Waste Trucking, IronListing.com, K&J Cutting Edge Mill Coach, Blend Plants, Joe Chamberlain Construction, number 2C of Zach Carley. Zach Carley in car number 2C. Jake Gunn with 11th quick on that time around. Zach Carley 19th quick. Here comes Jake. Let's see if he can do better. Jake up to 7th quick with a 19.095. Logan Zarin 6th quick in the 33X with a 19.005. And Carley, he'll be back in, let's see, 15th quick with a 19.577 on his 2nd lap. Fastest of those 3 ends up being Logan Zarin, 6th quick with a 19.005. Next on the track, David Kaiser out of Winchester, Virginia, defending track champion at Winchester Speedway. The 11L of John Waters, and Mike Wunderling in car number 18. Let's talk about David. David in the Will and Anne Marie Beverland dusted Capon Bridge Family Dentistry, H.N. Funkhauser, McFarland Custom Painting, Quality Title, GT Archery number 11K, a rocket driven by David Kaiser. John Waters, a former champion on the series. Back in 2018, he's in his Black Diamond owned by Dale LeBaron. It's a Troops Creek Heating and Auto Parts, Little Power Shop, Stan's Transmission car. John Waters out of Whitesville, New York. David 6th quick. Mike Wunderling in his last ride this year. John Waters 10th quick. Mike is in the Ludden Septic Services, Murphy's Logging, Pleasant Valley Contracting, Nitro Lubricants, Leitzel's Repair Shop, Poppy C Floristry, Zoldaz Construction, Cartwright's Maple Tree Inn, number 18, and XL Chassis for Mike. David Kaiser stays in 6th quick with an 18.919. John Waters in the 11L stays in 11th quick. And Mike Wunderling actually just now surpassed David Kaiser. He bounces up to 6th quick with an 18.793. Tonight in the number 14D, it is Alex Ferree. He is driving in place of Braden Dillinger in the Hodge Transmission, Nagy Gas and Oil, Malloy's Paving, Henry's Headers and Exhaust System, Napa Auto Parts, Neppers ATV, Motorcycle, Snowmobile, Hills Tire, Lucky Bar Mineral, car number 14D. It is Alex Ferree. Behind him, Woodall Raceway track champion out of Canasteo, New York. And the Hubertus Service Station, Zugaby Excavating, Ed Carly Motorsports, Empire Crushing Rocket, Austin Allen. Austin Allen in the 32. And behind him, 4-time series champion in 18, 19, 20, and 23 in the Close Racing Supply, Batavia Downs and Gaming and Hotel, BDK Construction, Shuttleworth Auto Sales, Southern Tier Ice, Young Mowing and Landscaping, number 3J, Mr. Excitement, Jeremy Wunderling, 6th quick. Austin Allen was 5th quick. Here comes Ferree across the line. He was 11th last time. He's up to 10th. Let's see what Austin Allen can do. Allen crosses the line. He stays in 5th quick with the 32.8 at 18.761. Here comes Wunderling. And Wunderling slid a little wide there at 18.777. He is 6th quick in Group Qualifying A. All right, these two drivers came in after Thursday, so they each get 1 lap. Ian Travis in car number 36T. He's out of Hinsdale, New York, and his Dieters Auto and Off-Road, Diversity Design Tattoos, AM Coal Pellets Firewood Rocket number 36T. And behind him, out of Oakdale, Pennsylvania, regular at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, the Imperial Tire and Automotive, Cronin Enterprises, Tensegrity Healing, Superior Marine Services, Oakdale Host Company, Classic Inc. 91B of Brody Oravats. The best these two can qualify is 15th, and Ian Travis did not take. They did not take their full lap. I think Travis got confused. Ian Travis got confused there. He'll be back out. They'll come back around and they'll go green once again. Travis is told to come back out onto the speedway. Okay, we'll come around for the green flag from Brody Oravets. Here comes Brody. Green and white flag come out now for these two. Here comes Brody around the corner. Ian Travis will make his lap. And Ian is not going to, I guess Ian's not going to make his qualifying lap. So Brody Oravets crosses the line. 25th quick with a 19.737. Here we go, coming out onto the track, Joe Zielinski. He's in the Accurate Logging, Seal Tight, Paving and Excavating, Stiles Marine, Himmler Enterprises, Laurel Machinery, Rocket number 28Z, the Polish Pounder out of Latrobe in car number 58Z. Behind him out of Acme, PA, the SNS Communications, Kane's Crew, Tim Ettinger Auto LLC Rocket. It is Troy Shields. Troy Shields crossing the line in the 11 car. These guys will also only get one lap since they entered the race today. Zielinski crosses the line. He is back in 28th quick with a 21.22. And Troy Shields will cross the line as well with a 21.553. So the quick time in that group was the 25Z of Mason Ziegler. Fastest time was 18.275 for Mason Ziegler. Max Blair was second with an 18.293. Kyle Hardy third with an 18.593. They will start pole heat races 1, 2, and 3. Brady Wonderling in the 1S was fourth quick, followed by Austin Allen in fifth quick with an 18.761. Jeremy Wonderling was sixth quick. Those will be the outside of row one in heats 1, 2, and 3. Dimitri Estrella 7th, Mike Wonderling 8th. David Kaiser finished 9th. And Ed Ferree in the Dillinger car rounds out the top 10. Ziegler right now possibly in line for the FK Rada and Shock the Clock Award. All right, next up will be Group B. Gives us a chance to talk quick about our 2025 sponsors. They include Huvis Auto and Truck Supply, Basil Race Fuels, Born to Run Lubricants, the official oil of Rush, Rick Hendrick City Chevrolet, Dusted, the official steak seasoning of Rush, Flynn's Tire, D&V Jewelers, the official jeweler of Rush, presenting an $8,000 ring here to the winner tonight, FK Rod Ends, Franklin Racing Supply, the official rear end of Rush, Gunter's Honey, co-presenting sponsor of our late model touring series, Heritage Wine Cellars, Holly, the official carburetor of Rush, Hoosier Tire, Insinger Performance, Jones Racing Products, the official belt drive system of Rush, Joseph J. Olivia, attorney at law, Landrum Performance Springs, the official spring of Rush, MSD Performance, On Time Body and Graphic, Dave Posky's Performance Parts, Precise Racing Products, Racing Electronics, Russ King Racing, Seal Tight Paving and Excavating, the official paving company of Rush, Schoenfeld Others, Sunoco Race Fuels, Sunoco Go Rewards, 3C Graphics, Velocity USA, and Veland Metals. All right, we're set to go with qualifying Group B. Kurt Stebbins out of Wellsville, New York, the promoter at McKean County Raceway. He's driving the U.S. Inspection and NDT LLC, Penske Racing Shocks. Stebbins Construction, Just One More Bar and Grill. Ranson Enterprises, car number 26, a Longhorn for Kurt Stebbins. Leo Iarapino in the ADI Automotive Caruso Pet Sitting Dog Walking. Micah Shea Motorsports, number 45L out of Butler, PA. And a driver who set a quick time earlier tonight, Brock Pinkerus, Bam Bam, our defending series champion in the Northeast Paving and Seal Coat, Shackleton Auto and Truck Parts, RKR, Pink's Links Virtual Golf, Deckelman Trucking, number 555, Bam Bam Brock Pinkerus. Leo Iarapino on the screen right now. Here we come across the line as Stebbins got way wide up there in the corner. 21.55 for Stebbins. Iarapino with a 24.15. Here comes Brock. 18.823 quick time so far in Group B. Coming around the turn, Stebbins cranking her sideways off the corner. He gets up to a 19.565 on his second lap. Iarapino stays in third. Here comes Pinkerus, 18.606. So his second lap quicker, 18.606. So Pinkerus sets the mark for the start of Group Qualifying B. Driving the Jonathan Stockdale 31 car tonight in place of Kyle Zimmerman is Joe Martin. Joe Martin out of Punxsutawney in car number 31. He's at the Cunley Brothers, Doc Howard's Distillery, Sunnyside Farm Transit, Indiana Farmers Livestock Auction, car number 31. Behind him, out of Grand Island, New York, it's Rowdy Austin Hauser. He's in the Ed Carley Motorsports, Leslie's Collision and Restoration, Piramax Racing Oil, Whoa Nelly Productions, number 51 Rocket, Austin Hauser. He picked up a win. He won a 2-7 Manufacturing $3,000 value toolbox, courtesy of the fine folks at 2-7 Manufacturing. Very happy with that. Joe Martin sets quick time with an 18.468. The other car out there, Christian Schneider. Christian in car number 56 in the Schneider Trucking Inc. Valley Electric Company, Valley Security System. Car number 56. Martin with an 18.468. Still the quick time so far. Here comes Austin Hauser across the line. He's get fourth quick with a 19.278. Schneider goes up to second quick with an 18.577. Thanks to Zach Morrow for providing that toolbox award. Ryan Hare out there in car number 29. He started to get sideways in turn number 2. He's in the Liberty Machine and Welding, Diamond Dealers, DD Custom Apparel, Maple Leaf Trucking, Kessler Trucking, Beckwith Lumber Company, car number 29. The Josh Wamsley Racing out of Elkins, West Virginia. Behind him, another West Virginian out of Fairmont, the Kimbrough Motorsports, Awesome Design Concepts, the Turn A Golfers Paradise, Raw Paw Racing, number 151 of Colby Kimbrough. And behind him, the 5X of defending track champion, Brandon Burgoon at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. He's in the Chernick-Benz Racing, Franklin Racing Supply, Napa Auto Parts, Stan's Transmission Service, Close Racing Supply, Rocket, Brandon Burgoon. Let's see here. Hare was 7th, Kimbrough was 8th, Burgoon was 4th. We'll see if Hare can do it a little bit better here. He stays in 7th, Kimbrough stays in 8th. And here comes Burgoon. He crosses the scales. His second lap slower than his first with an 18.985. So Burgoon slots in 4th in that car. The Cafaro's Pizza Go Bowling Penske Race Shocks, number 24 Sea of Slippery Rocks, Rob Cafaro. He owns Cafaro's Pizza. He's out on the track first. Behind him in car number Half Pint out of Smethport, PA, the Boots Construction, Tri-County Tire, D&K Transport, ABR Speed Shop, Prestige Countertop Services, Safe Light Auto Glass, Genesis Shocks, Hanson Racing, Ayers Trucking, number Half Pint, it's DB Hardy, Damian Bidwell. And behind him, out of Stephen City, Virginia, the KHR Racing Red Rock title. Klein Construction, DeHaven Trailer Sales, Brickhouse Bar and Grill, HT Roofing, Exceptional Wildlife Removal, Bloomquist Chassis, number 18H for Chase Hardy. Chase Hardy out there, the brother of Kyle Hardy. Cafaro back at 9th quick. Bidwell 6th quick. Hardy 4th quick. Hardy with an 18.930. They're going to catch each other out there. And that may mean that Hardy might get another lap here. We'll find out from the series. Cafaro 11th quick, his second lap better at a 19.657. Here comes Bidwell across the line. Hardy 4th quick with an 18.890. They're going to give him one more lap because he caught Bidwell. Bidwell 7th quick with a 19.512. Chase Hardy will get one more time to set a lap here. He's already 4th quick, but he caught Bidwell. They're bringing him back around. He gets the green and white. Chase Hardy, brother of Kyle Hardy. He's raced down in Virginia. Started out limited late models. He's moved up into the crate engine. Oh, that's not going to go well for him. He may not beat that best lap that he had. And Chase Hardy, 18 H cars, 4th quick. All right, next out of Erie, PA, in the Fredonia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Fredonia Ford, Kunkel Landscape, Kurt A. Johnson, DMD Comprehensive Dentistry, Formulated Natural Health Products, Finish Line Builders, Construction Management, number 11A Rocket, Ashton Briggs. Behind Ashton, in the 3C Graphics, CrawfordCustom.com, Porks Body Works, Titusville Ford, Lakeside Lanes, the Swing Factory, Sagertown Hardware, Rocket number 02, the Latta Brothers car driven by Hollywood Ben Easler. Ben Easler out of Linesville, PA, an 18-year-old racer. And behind him, out of Masontown, PA, in the Gary's Auto Sales, Mike's Auto Repair and Sales, Economy Electric, Napa, Fayette Parts Service of Uniontown, Solomon Auto Group, Route 21 Jackpot, Mad Dog Mike Duritsky in car number 90J. Easler 5th quick with an 18.948. 18.948 for Easler. Coming across the line there was Duritsky, 14th quick with a 19.718. Here comes Briggs. Briggs 7th quick with a 19.081. Easler, let's see, he stays 5th quick with an 18.948. Duritsky 8th quick with a 19.257. So Duritsky pops up there. Bryce Davis, 2nd place in this race last year out of Canasteo, New York, our 2017 series champion. He's in the Griswold's ETR Services Close Racing Supply. Hubertus Service Station, Empire Crushing, Davis Electric and Lighting, Louis Gun Shop, Loper's Auto Shop, Ed Carley Motorsports, ML Performance number 94 Rocket, Bryce Davis. Tommy Schernhofer Jr. in the McClymonds Supply and Transit, Carmody's Grill, D&T Auto Body, On Time Body and Graphics, Schernhofer Welding, the Rocket, number 8S out of Dormont, PA. Here comes Bryce Davis. Davis crosses the line 4th quick with an 18.8 or 6.98. The other car out there, Brayton Santee, who just qualified well in the Lucas cars. He's in the Go Drive, Castaways, Bar and Grill, Simac Trucking, Kudley Brothers Trucking. He's 6th quick across the line in his Kryptonite. Here comes Davis. Davis 5th quick. Schernhofer was 4th quick. Let's see what Schernhofer can do. Coming across the line, Schernhofer stays in 4th with an 18.644. Davis had an 18.698. And Brayton Santee, 18.764. So those cars are 4th, 5th, and 6th. It was quick there for that group. Next up from Trenton, Ontario, Canada, in the Deerhaven Motorsport, or Power Sports, ABC Taxi, Rapid Rod Service, or Rapid Rad Service, Scott Trudeau Construction, number 57, it's Charlie Sandercock. And behind him in car number 42, owned by Matt Dobnak, winner last time out for the series at Tri-City Raceway Park. Up in Franklin, the Dobbs Automotive, Hannes Plumbing, Ron's Barbershop, Three Rivers Karting, Number 42, the midway missile, is Daryl Charlier, and behind him, a trouble off of turn 4 for the Buckhannon, West Virginia driver in the Diffenbaugh and Ritz handcrafted High Point Construction Appalachian Excavating and Environmental number 20 Rocket of Blake Runyon. Sandercock 8th quick, Charlier 12th quick. Going down the backstretch now, here comes Charlie, working his way around the turn. Sandercock crosses the line and he stays 7th quick with an 18.889. A little quicker that lap. Charlier goes up to 11th quick with a 19.046. And here comes Runyon. Runyon struggling around the track with a 20.665. He's got a 22.45 that time, 20th in the grid. Next out of East Concord, New York, in the BDK Construction, Bill Holmes Excavating, Outlaw Heavy Repair. Car number 8, Bill Holmes. He's in a Longhorn. Then we got Noah Brunel in car number 31B. Noah, out of New Alexandria, PA. He's in the Moyer Insurance, Peachy Clean Cleaning Services, XR1, Noah Brunel. And also out there, another driver doing double duty here tonight, Michael Norris, the Crusher Kid. The Crusher Kid out of Sarver, PA, in the Nico DeBecco owned Millerstown Pick Apart, ND Freak Motorsports, Ingram Engines, Todd's Auto Body, D&D Auto Salvage, number N1, again, Michael Norris. Here comes Holmes across the line. Bill, 18th quick with a 19.569. Brunel with a 19.217. Here comes Norris, 7th quick with an 18.794. 18.794. Let's see if Holmes can do any better here this time by. He gets up to 17th quick with a 19.504. Let's see, here comes Norris across the line. 5th quick with an 18.662. 18.662. Brunel was 14th quick with a 19.217. All right, defending race winner of the Bill Emig Memorial coming onto the track out of Waterford, PA. In the Furniture Town, Martin Dynamics, Close Racing Supply, Longhorn, it is Dave Hess Jr. Dave in the Lakefront Renovations machine as well, getting a little high in turn number 2, trying to crank her up. Dave Hess Jr., multi-time winner and champion up in Northwest PA at Erie Speedway and in Southwestern New York at State Line Speedway. Behind him out of Washington, PA, in the Kane Squatrigula, Rocket number 25K and Zachary Kane. He drives for Kane's Ideal All Truck Service and the K&L Smasher Specialty Products machine. And the 00, the Longhorn Factory Team, Longhorn Dynamics, car of Ethan Wilson. Ethan out of Fayetteville, North Carolina in that 00. Hess crosses the line, 8th quick, 18.841, 18.841. Here comes Ethan Wilson across the line. He's 8th quick now with an 18.816. Checkered flag is out for Hess. Let's see if Hess can. Quick time on this group, 18.429 for Dave Hess Jr. Quick time for him. Kane with a 19.043, 14th quick. And then we've got, Ethan Wilson, 8th quick, 18.733. How about Dave Hess? He plants down near the end of the time trials, an 18.429 for quick time in Group B. All right, Hunter Proctor out of Youngsville, Pennsylvania, the Wounded Warrior Project, Broken Straw Motorsports, Bosco Excavating and Services, Warren Eagles Club, number 313, 432. It's Hunter Proctor in a Rocket. Trevor Herr in car number 22H in the Kitchen Fair, ND Freak Motorsports, Slinger Designs, number 22H out of Gibsonia, PA. It's sponsored by me on the one side of the car. That's pretty funny. And also the 38L of Mike Lockard. William Pinkney scratched in this. The Texas Auto Ranch Sales and Service, Townsend Gas and Oil, Battle Chassis, number 38L of Mike Lockard out of Twin Rocks, PA. Crossing the line, here comes Hunter Proctor. Proctor back in 20th in his car. Also back there a bit is Lockard. Lockard with 27th right now. Trevor Herr dead last at 30th. And those will be the time trials, and the end result is Dave Hess Jr. with an 18.429 sets quick time In group qualifying B, Joe Martin was second quick with an 18.468. Christian Schneider, third quick with an 18.577. They will start on the pole, and he races 4, 5, and 6. Brock Pinkerus will be outside row number 1 in heat race number 4. Tommy Schernhofer was 5th, Michael Norris 6th. Bryce Davis, Ethan Wilson, Brayton Santee, and Charlie Sandercock round out the top 10. As they come across the line, and we're going to send them over into the pits. Opening ceremonies are coming up next here from Lernerville Speedway. For you folks on FloRacing back home, we'll be sending you to a quick break. Heat races coming up next here at Lernerville.
The My Race Pass app is your motorsports headquarters on race night. With over 800 organizations across multiple forms of motorsports, you'll always have the information you need in the palm of your hand. Race day information with official entries, lineups, live timing and drag racing timing slips, official results, point standings, announcer audio, fantasy racing, and so much more. Don't be left in the dark on race night. Download the My Race Pass app today in Google Play and the App Store. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
Hey, race fans, have you set your dirt track?
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is back big for 2025 as the Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by ARP kicks off in January and concludes at the season finale at Eldora Speedway in October. Drivers will battle for over $1.3 million with $250,000 awarded to the series champion at Eldora Speedway. Don't miss the action all season.
We're the leader in race fuels. We've been doing this since in the 60s.
We use our distillation tower, which is unique. No other race fuel companies do that in the world. We also test every single batch that goes out the door on over 15 different parameters that ensure the tune-up will be identical.
That consistency in the marketplace that makes us a premium brand.
Make the same stuff every time. We're pretty darn close to perfect.
This is what you save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by Big River Steel, developing sustainable steel made with the world's most advanced mini-mill technologies. By Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. And by Automotive Racing Products, ARP, quality first and made in the USA. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lernerville Speedway for the 19th running of the Firecracker 100, presented by Experience, Butler County, Pennsylvania. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's just about time to get underway with our opening ceremonies. And at this time, we would first like to welcome the members of the Vandergrift Veterans Honor Guard. They will be presenting our nation's colors. Ladies and gentlemen, if not already, if you are able, we will ask you to please rise and remove your caps First for this evening's invocation delivered by Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series chaplain, Brother Russ Ward.
Thank you so much. If you would join me in a word of prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, God, we thank you, Lord, for such a beautiful day that you bless us with here at Lernerville Speedway. God, we know that the weather hasn't been in our favor the past couple of days, but that just goes to show that you are God and we are not. And Lord, we know that sometimes things don't work in our favor, but God, you know what's best for us. Father, we just thank you, Lord, that you love us so much that you sent your Son to die on a cross for each and every one of us. And Father, as we go forward with tonight's program, God, we just ask that you would just watch over our drivers as they race, Lord. Keep each and every one safe. Watch over our staff, our crew members, Lord, and our great fans as they go to and from. Father, we just thank you, Lord, for the opportunity that you've given us and the love you give us every day. Father, we just ask all these things in the lovely name of Jesus. And everybody says, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Russ. Ladies and gentlemen, we will ask you to please remain standing. Once again, the Vandergrift Veterans Honor Guard presenting our nation's colors, now the Star-Spangled Banner. How about it once again, ladies and gentlemen, presenting our nation's colors, the Vandergrift Veterans Honor Guard. And Lernerville Speedway with the bombs going off. That means we got just one more question to ask. Mother Nature has spoiled the party 2 nights in a row. Lernerville Speedway, are you ready?
Move
James,
over, Mother Nature. We're good to go tonight. All right, my friend. 6 heat races coming up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We will take the top 3 going to the 19th annual Firecracker 100 presented by Experience Butler County, Pennsylvania. There'll be 2 B mains after that. Of course, we'll have the Rush Late models as well. Their feature and
3 B mains. 3 B mains tonight.
Yes.
Top 2 out of each one, yes.
So we started with 53 here tonight. And the winner of this heat number 1, Penske Shocks heat number 1, will be on the Victory Fuel pole here tonight, DJ. Are you ready? Do it again. Let's do it again.
I am.
I'm going to do it again. Are you ready? Right. On the pole, he is the 2-time and defending Firecracker 100 winner, the reigning Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series national champion and current points leader out of Chandler, Arizona. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. And how about this on the outside? The former snowmobile racer, former USMTS modified driver, in his first full year in a super late model, the 60 out of Lakeshore, Minnesota, it is Dan Ebert.
No chance of snow here tonight. Clay Harris going to start on the inside of row number 2. He's out of Jupiter, Florida, and the Sixon on his outside. Out of Evans, Georgia, he is a 2-time Firecracker 100 champion. It's going to be the 76 of Brandon Overton.
Yes, it will be inside row 3 in his return to the Lucas Oil Series. In the 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware, and Ross Robinson. On the outside, the 66 out of Huntington, Pennsylvania, is Justin Can.
We move back to row number 4, and there we find Logan Zarin out of Hookstown, he's in the 1Z on his outside. Out of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, the 14 is Dan Angelichio, and your final starter will be Butler, Pennsylvania's Ethan Thompson in the 22. James, 9 drivers set to go 8 laps. The top three out of each heat race will lock themselves into the 19th running of the Firecracker 100 presented by Experience, Butler County, Pennsylvania.
$50,000 to win, $150,000 feature purse. The current Lucas Oil points leader, the reigning series champion, the winner of the last 2 Firecrackers, the only driver to win it back-to-back at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone. We are underway.
Winner of this one starts on the victory fuel pole, as James mentioned. Ricky Thornton Jr. going to get the early advantage. Look at that. The only previous winners entered this weekend running 1 and 2 right now. Here comes Dan Ebert, though. He'll throw a slider on Overton. Move the 60 to second at the end of lap 1.
Ross Robinson always runs well here at Lernerville. Seems he's trying to dig on the bottom. It's Overton with the lead. Ebert hanging on down the back straightaway. Dan Ebert now, second spot. Here comes Robinson and Clay Harris. And they throw it in there, man. Overton and Ebert going at it and by a nose. Give it back to Dan Ebert. How about the Minnesota driver?
Good battle there for the second spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. already stretched out to a 2-second advantage as Dan Ebert and Brandon Overton. I'm not going to say they're throwing haymakers at each other, but man, they are getting at it. Look at Ross Robinson, James trying to tiptoe around the inside in the 7.
We've had about 10,000 mini lakes around here the last week, and they're trying to go 3 wide in the 10,000 Lakes, Minnesota. And right now, battle down the back straightaway. Ebert and Overton. Robinson is there. They are going at it. They're trying to go on the bottom. Ebert on the bottom through the middle. Robinson down low. They're trying to go 3 wide. And that is a dandy race for second place into turn 1. Oh my, but it is all Ricky Thornton Jr. with the lead.
Yeah,
4 seconds the advantage.
How many times have we said that over the last few years? It's a great race if you take Ricky Thornton Jr. out of the equation. This is another one. Those 4 drivers, 5, 6, 7 drivers on the right side of your screen, they're battling for 2 transfer spots in this now. 5 laps into this race, and RT has built a 4.7 second advantage.
Down the back straightaway. There is the battle. Second on back, it's Overton. Clay Harris looking through the middle. Clay trying to make it stick. Robinson down low. Out in turn 4. Can Robinson go to 3rd and 7? He does. Ross Robinson to 3rd and 7.
Yeah, he may not be done yet.
He may not be done yet. He's digging on that bottom down the back straightaway. It's Overton, Robinson, Ebert, Harris, Zarin, Can, Angelichio, Ethan Thompson. But a 5. Well, let's see what it is going to be this time. It's a straightaway lead. I know that much. 5.4, DJ.
5.4 seconds. This is the Barron's Performance. 1 to go. Final time around through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. And it's going to be Ricky Thornton Jr. getting the win at Penske Shocks. Heat race number 1. Second is going to go to Brandon Overton. Third will come down to the line, and Dan Ebert will race his way into the Firecracker 100 for the first time in his career. There's the rest of the top 10 there on your screen. Your 3 transfer drivers will be the 60 of Dan Ebert. Finishing 3rd, 2nd will be the 76 of Brandon Overton, and the winner of Penske Shocks Heat Race number 1 and the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Ultimate Towing and Recovery Elite Ready Mix Capital Waste Certified Inspection Services, Coltman Farms Racing, Hooper Trucking, Knights Companies, 20RT, Ricky Thornton Jr.
Ricky Thornton Jr., his 4th Victory Fuel Pole Award of the year, his 14th Simpson Race Products Heat Race win. He won this race last year from 2nd. He's got 51 career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series wins, the current Midwest Sheet Metal point leader, defending series champion, 9 wins with the series this year, 13 overall. And Ricky, you pull off the helmet. You won this race by 12 seconds plus last year. You just won that heat by 6 seconds. How good do you feel about that? How much does that surprise you? That's the question.
I mean, I felt pretty good there. I didn't think I felt that good. I feel like there's a couple little things I need to do just to get a little bit better there in 3 and 4. I was a little too tight, which honestly I didn't know if I had the right rear on or not. We went soft. I know Ebert went with a medium, so I figured as long as I got a good start, I can kind of dictate my pace. And if he was better than I was late, he was gonna have to slide me. So it worked out. Hopefully we're good here. Future time, it's gonna be a long 100 laps, so I'm sure they'll prep or something. But overall, I think track's been pretty good for all the rain we've gotten. I think all the fans for coming out. Everyone stopped by the apparel trailer. It's been pretty awesome. Hopefully we can get us a third one in a row here for Kohler Motorsports.
That look on his face when he found out he won by 6 seconds, guy. Penske Shocks Heat Race 1 winner, Ricky Thornton Jr. He'll be your Victory Fuel pole sitter here tonight.
Talked to him earlier. He said the kids are kind of hungry. It's been a couple of weeks. The confetti, he's going to be on the pole tonight.
They've not had the confetti cake. All right, we're going to see who transfers out of Summit Racing Heat 2. 8 laps, top 3 advance. How about it? Bam Bam! Brock Pinkerus out of Lernerville, New York on the pole, and the triple nickel on his outside out of Indiana, Pennsylvania. James, you wanted the truth. You got the truth. It's Greg Satterley.
Well, behind Bam Bam's the big perm. That is Dalton Wilson. He's out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And Will with 1L, Harrington, the 15K, the Bruce Kane Racing out of Hawkinsville, Georgia.
Boy, this is a fun heat race here. Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia will have to come from the 5th starting spot in this one on his outside. The 6-time Lernerville track champion from Saxonburg, it's going to be Alex Ferree.
Colton Flinner, he's a former track champion here at Lernerville and former Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year. He's out of Allison Park, PA. And Dan Stone in the Super Deuce Racing number 2 out of Thompson, and the EC1 of Ron Fink out of Cumberland, Maryland. Behind the Race Car Engineering Pace Truck, Bam Bam doing double duty here tonight. In that rocket, the 555, Greg Satterley here in the 22 car. Greg Satterley here in his career at Lernerville. He has been to victory lane a total of 17 times.
Yeah, and he has made the Firecracker 116 times. As Greg Satterley, James' best finish was 4th back in 2023. This is Summit Racing Heat number 2. The winner of this race will start 3rd in tonight's Firecracker 100. Again, 8 laps, top 3 advance. Could Bam Bam get the win and start 3rd tonight, James?
Move over, Pebbles, because it's coming on.
Goggles Paisano. Oh, my.
Well, Bam Bam and the truth at the Nutrien Axolucent Start Zone here in Summit Racing, Heat number 2 at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Dalton Wilson tried to time that and get a run down to the inside. They think about they are 3 wide for the lead. Oh, down in 1 and 2. Hang on to it, everybody. Look at Davenport on the bottom, trying to creep through the field. He started 5th. He's gunning for 2nd. He may be gunning for the lead at the end of lap number 1.
And by a nose, Satterley's got it into 1.
Oh, my.
Remember, he started 13th at the Dream. He's going for the lead. He'll slide up the track, and Jonathan Davenport is going to take the lead on lap number 2 after starting in 5th place.
Wow. Greg Satterley going to try to utilize the inside line. Now a couple cars way up top. That's going to be Brock Pinkerus and the 15K of Will Harrington right now. Davenport, Satterley, and Dalton Wilson, your top 3. That's your transfer cars. Look at Bam Bam getting a run on the outside. James, that is a razor thin edge on the high side of this 410-mile oval.
Off a turn 4, Davenport. Satterley drifts up the track, but behind him it's Wilson, Pinkerus, Harrington, Ferree. Alex Ferree goes to 5th. 6-time track champion here, 41 career victories in that Lynn Geist baby. Down the back straightaway.
That's not good.
That's not good. Hang on. And we are going to have a Coltman Farms Racing caution with I believe 3.
3 in the books.
I
believe it'll be 3. Ben.
My goodness, how did those drivers not get upside down? That had bad. DJ, you were reading my mind. That had bad written all over it. And man, you'd see that for Pinkerus. You expect he may come down there to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, although the 555 is going to stay out there right now. But he and the guy in the 1C, the Cochran Automotive entry, man, I just thought one of them was going to end up upside down.
I thought so too. And now, one thing also, I don't know that the 15K of Will Harrington actually stopped. Yeah, he got involved in the accident, but I think he kept all 4 tires going. So we'll take a look here at the Dave Warren Power Sports instant replay. Oh my. Yeah, that really could have been bad. Really could have been bad.
And guys, Ferree's down here. They're taking a look into the right front of that race car. No sense of urgency. Helmet off for Brock Pinkerus. Bad break for Bam Bam. Is the driver. Great qualifying effort. Damage on the race car. We'll get a word with him. Bam Bam, not what you wanted there. What happened from your perspective?
I don't know. I was coming off 2 there, and out of nowhere I was on the backstretch. So I don't know if someone was being an idiot there and just drove through us or what, but I guess we'll try in the B-main.
What did it tear up on the race car?
Front bumper's in the ground right now. I don't know what else is damaged.
All right, tough break there. Pinker's out in the 555. Meanwhile, Ferree back out in the 1C.
Yeah, and the 15K of Will Harrington involved in that accident. His driver's door was facing oncoming traffic. James, of course, that's been a long-standing rule with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, so he's yielded back to the tail of the field as well. And we've got the Lynn Geisler-owned number 1C of Alex Ferree awaiting the field to pass him by.
So 3 laps in the books, 5 to go. Davenport has come from 5th to the lead.
Yeah, a lap and a half.
We didn't even do an invert, move over invert, right? We didn't even do one, and he started 5th. And he's got the lead.
Man.
Satterley 2nd, Dalton Wilson is 3rd, so Satterley picks the bottom on Big Perm. Then it will be Flinner and then Dan Stone, I believe.
Yes.
So the top 3 advance.
Dan Stone, by the way, has kind of sneakily raced his way into the Firecracker 100 12 times himself.
Did he not win the last Uncle Sam race that we had here?
Because
all the money, that was a great race for a long, long time, and then that was added into the purse.
Yeah.
So we do not run that anymore. So Davenport with the lead. So Alex Ferree, 6-time track champion, 41 career wins. His dad, of course, Ed Ferree, 21 wins here. Still well behind Bob Waring Senior, right, and Geisler.
I mean, there is a lot of Firecracker 100 experience just in this heat race out here, right? Davenport, we mentioned, has never won. He's made the race 8 times. Satterley's made it 16 times. And you talked about Alex Ferree. He's a 14-time Firecracker 100 starter. Caution lights turned off, and we're going to go back to green flag racing this time by 3 laps scored, 5 laps remaining. Summit Racing Heat 2, Davenport, Satterley, Wilson, your top 3.
Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. Satterley comes up on Big Perm.
And Flinner to 2nd.
Colton Flinner makes the move. Former Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year. Satterley just up the track. On the bottom, here comes Dan Stone, the Super Deuce number 2. Working the bottom, the Thompson, Pennsylvania drivers. Davenport leads at the halfway mark.
Halfway home in this one, Jonathan Davenport's your leader, 2nd, Colton Flinner. And Satterley trying to hang on to the final transfer, but he's got the proverbial rear view mirror full of Dan Stone. Look at Will with 1L trying to get the run on the outside in the Bruce Kane 15K. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars all battling right there for 1 transfer spot.
Colton Flinner up to 2nd spot in the 48 car, and he started in 7th. Again, he had the 3 cars involved in an accident, had to go to the back, meanwhile trying to stay on the back straightaway. Satterley 3rd, Dan Stone, Wilson, and Harrington. It's all Davenport right now, 6 down, 2 to go. And his lead right now.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of.
There we go. It's caught back at 2 seconds. There we go, and we'll head to the Barron's Performance 1 to go, DJ.
It's kind of plateaued off here the last couple laps or so. He's not pulling away necessarily from Colton Flinner. There's the Barron's Performance 1 to go for your race leader, Superman Jonathan Davenport. He adds 2/10 to his lead that time by, and Greg Satterley now comfortably in the final transfer spot, James, as they head into turns 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. And it's going to be Jonathan Davenport getting the win here in Summit Racing Heat 2. Colton Flinner finishes 2nd, and 3rd will go to the Truth. Greg Satterley rounding out the remaining field, or the remaining drivers in the field. Dalton Wilson, Dan Stone, Will Harrington, Fink Pinkerus, and Ferree. So Satterley 3rd, Flinner 2nd. There's your winner. He'll start 3rd here tonight. The driver out of Blairsville, Georgia, in the Double L Motorsports, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dyna-Gro Seed, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, sponsor number 49. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Superman Jonathan Davenport?
Jonathan Davenport 2nd, the Big River Steel Chase for the championship, presented by ARP. 9 wins overall this year, 4 on the series. He'll start 3rd tonight. His best finish in this event, a 3rd back in 23, 4th last year. Jonathan, starting 5th, were you surprised how fast you were able to get to the lead?
Well, hell yeah. I knew we had a better car than starting 5th in that heat. I just didn't know where to run in qualifying. Just ran around the bottom, and then obviously the line moved to the top. But Yeah, the seas kind of parted right there on the bottom, so I got a really good start through 1 and 2, and then was able to slide Greg there. So thanks to my guys for not giving up on me and trusting me, and we made a few changes, but seemed to be pretty good right there. We'll just have to see how it goes. This thing's awful slick out there. Just say hello to everybody watching back home and see if we can finally knock this one down.
Jonathan Davenport trying to become the 13th different driver to win a Firecracker 100 presented by Experience Butler County, Pennsylvania.
James, we have a 50-50 update. $6,300.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and they're still selling tickets. So if you have not yet done so, get your 50-50 tickets. If you have done so, you might want to get a few more.
Well, cool at Thermotech, heat number 3 on the racetrack. Again, it'll be 8 laps, top 3 advance. On the pole, the 4-time and reigning track champion in the 72 out of Sarver, it'll be Michael Norris. And on the outside of him, looking for his first Firecracker win, the defending World of Outlaw Series champion running Lucas Oil full-time this year. Out of New Berlin, Illinois, it'll be Brandon Shepard.
Second row back on the inside, 2-time and reigning Northern All-Star Series champion Josh Rice out of Crittenden, Kentucky. He is in the 11R, and on his outside, in the JCM Motorsports 19M out of Cosseyville, Mississippi, it's Spencer Hughes.
Row 3, you talk about a difference in age right here, right? Michael Lake, the defending ULMS champion out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania, and alongside the driver in his 50th year of racing, 70 years old out of Greencastle, PA, the legendary Gary Stuhler.
I love it. Trevor Collins, he will start on the inside of row number 4. Remember, he made this race 1 year ago, and on his outside out of Green Lane, Pennsylvania, it's going to be Danny Snyder in the 4S. 8 cars, 8 laps. Cool at Thermotech. Heat race number 3 transfers. The top 3 winner starts 5th.
I talked to Gary Stuhler yesterday at Langenfelder number 4. Only the second time he's ever been to Lernerville. First time was 3 or 4 years ago. So he has never made a Firecracker in his 50th year of racing. Started in 1975 in a 1965 Chevelle. How about that?
I love it. All right, Michael Norris on the pole, and on the outside, the driver that is carrying our in-car camera this weekend, Brandon Shepard. James, just for you, we're going to double up the start on the right. That's exactly what Brandon Shepard sees from the driver's seat.
Pair of rockets made into turn number 1.
Watch this through turns 1 and 2. Look at Shepard.
Got it feather-footed here tonight through the middle. Down the back straightaway. The top 4 rockets. How about Josh Rice on the bottom? Coming off that preliminary night win at Eldora. First time racing in Pennsylvania, going for the lead. Norris has got it by a car length over Rice and Shepard into turn 1.
And you saw on the right side of your screen, Shepard thought he had second, and Rice was right there. Good battle at the front of this field. No surprise, Michael Norris, the 4-time and reigning Lernerville Speedway track champion, out front in this one. A 9-time starter in the Firecracker 100, leads lap 2.
Never won the race. Only one driver from the Keystone State. That was Rick Eckert. Michael Norris, 48 career wins here at Lernerville. As Shepard creeps a little closer, 7/10 of a second. Here comes Rice on the bottom. And the Rick Jones Team Sinessis number 11. It's getting sporty up front, Dustin Jarrett.
It sure is, man. Good battle at the front of this one as these guys really got a feather to the throttle. Here comes Shep down to the inside. That's a battle for the lead. You ride along with him on the right side of your screen. That's exactly what Brandon Shepard is looking at right now from the Rocket 1. Josh Rice in his first ever appearance at Lernerville there as well. A good one here in Heat 3.
Here we go halfway down. Here comes Shepard trying that bottom. Norris hanging on up top. Down the back straightaway. Shepard drifts up. Here comes Rice. He's about 5 car lengths back in third. Brandon Shepard to go to the bottom. The left 3 to go. This is for inside of row number 3. It is tight.
Best double box ever.
That is Austin's shot. Okay, now Brandon Shepard now goes through the bottom. He leaves Norris plenty of room up top. Now he'll set him up going into 3. He'll lose a little bit of ground heading into turn 3.
You know, we talk a lot, James. I want folks at home to check out this view of Brandon Shepard, right? We talk a lot about the head and neck restraints, what these guys can and can't see. Check out Shep right here as he goes down to the inside. Look, I mean, you cannot see right there. You just barely see. But on the left side of your screen, you see the 72 is nearly a full car length out in front of you.
Yeah, Mike Norris, the defending track champion 4 times. He has won the title here. Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go to start inside of row number 3. Could tonight be the night he gets the biggest win of his career? Shepard on the bottom, and Norris has that advantage up top, Dustin.
Michael Norris, one of the best at tiptoeing around the top side of this Fort Penn Smile Oval. He is going to roll through turns 3 and 4. Shep, one last ditch effort. It's not enough, and Michael Norris is going to get the win in Cool Thermotech Heat 3. Brandon Shepard second, and Josh Rice third. Rice will make the big dance here at Lernerville in his first ever attempt. The rest of the finishing order there on the left side of your screen. So Josh Rice finishes third, Brandon Shepard second, and the winner, he'll start fifth here tonight in the Millerstown Pickup Art Woods Rod and Custom Thrower Concrete, D&D Auto Salvage sponsored. Number 72, Lernerville. How about it for your 4-time and defending track champion, Michael Norris?
Mike Norris will start fifth here tonight. The driver with now the 25th different Simpson Race Products Heat Race winner this year, 4-time defending track champion. Michael, you got the win there, man, but it really seemed like you were having to search around. Where was this car the most comfortable?
Well, it wasn't really comfortable anywhere. I kind of threw something at it, and it was good enough. I mean, I had open track and I had the top, but it doesn't matter. They're all good. I'll take a win any day I can get it. This one's for my pap at home, my wife Jessie, my son Jack. Thanks to all the fans. We'll see what we can do.
The Crusher kid, Michael Norris, he picks up the win in Coolant Thermotech Heat Race number 3. He'll start fifth tonight, guys. His best finish ever, a fifth back in 2020 in the Firecracker 100.
And James, that means the next event on the track is going to be Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4. The winner of this one will start on the outside front row here tonight.
Well, last year's runner-up, it'll be the 99, the Double Down Motorsports Big River Steel entry out of Dresden, Ohio, to be Devin Moran on the outside. Back of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the 111 car. He is out of I keep wanting to say Titusville, right? Centerville, Pennsylvania, the Brad Spochaz entry. The 111, that is Max Blair.
How about Brayton Santee, a great qualifying effort for the second-generation driver out of Conneaut, Ohio. He's on the inside of row 2. And on his outside, out of Dawsonville, Georgia, leading O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year candidate, it's Donald McIntosh.
In the 12 out of Fairmont, West Virginia, to be Ryan Montgomery and Matt Sponagle in his first appearance with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He's out of Wiley Ford, West Virginia, in car number 8.
Charlie Sandercock trying to transfer into the main event in his first ever attempt. He's out of Trenton, Ontario in the 57, and on his outside, the Bump 22 is Bump Hedman out of Sugar Grove, PA, and Matt Martin will be your final starter. He's from Indiana, Pennsylvania in the 6. 9 cars, 8 laps, 3 transfers. The winner starts on the outside front row, and James, the front row of this heat race, 2 drivers whose best finish in the Firecracker 100 is second.
Moran last year. And in Max Blair, who's good buddies with Ricky Thornton Jr.
Do you know
they could be on the front row here tonight?
I know how you were a dirt late model encyclopedia. Do you know what year Max Blair finished second? You want to take a guess?
Was it a couple years ago?
2020.
Okay, okay, that was 5 years ago.
Well, that was a couple.
In the COVID year,
It was a few.
Moran, remember last year, he was really good here.
Yeah.
In all 3 nights. The first night, remember, he was running, second and fell out of the race in the preliminary night. So Moran and Blair for the outside of the front row. Here for the Firecracker 150,000 to win at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone. We are underway.
Devin Moran, remember last year, too, he had to come from mid-pack in the Firecracker 100 and race his way up to second. He would like to start a lot closer to the front tonight, side by side for the final transfer. Look at Brayton Santee trying to race his way into the show at the end of lap number 1. Moran's going to drift high off the corner, but he is your leader.
Max Blair, car link back in second. Donald McIntosh leading the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase, first time here in third. Santee way up top on Montgomery. Get the run down the back straightaway. They're going to go side by side. Blair eyeing that lead. Very important to the outside of the front row. Moran, Blair, McIntosh.
That's the top 3 right now. Ryan Montgomery just took the 4th spot away from Brayton Santee. Santee, though, going to try to drive back down to the inside. You got a whole Santee, hang on to it. Whole group of cars back there. Brayton Santee, Ryan Montgomery, Charlie Sandercock, and Devin Moran's father-in-law, Bump Hedman.
That's true. Here they come down the straightaway. Boy, Santee, these guys working hard. If they don't make it out of this, they'll have a good starting spot in that second B main. But right now, it's Devin Moran and Max Blair.
Yeah, and Max Blair has actually closed back in on Devin Moran at the front of the field. Last time by 5/10 of a second was the lead for the 99. Stays at 5/10 this time by. 4 down, 4 remaining here in Simpson Race Products, heat number 4.
Devin Moran down the back straightaway, almost slipped off on that back straightaway. Easy to do as he'll slide it into turn 4, slide up the track. Meanwhile, Donald McIntosh making up time on the top 2. He is solid right now in third in the Hick 79.
And Donald McIntosh right now pulling away from the drivers that were battling for the 4th spot. Brayton Santee by himself now in that 4th position, but he's 1 spot out of a transfer. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, the 111 of Max Blair continues to just kind of work that inside, especially down in turns 3 and 4, James, trying to close in on Devin Moran. There's the gap this time by. It'll be the Barron's Performance, 1 to go.
All right, he's getting closer. Here they come, Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go. Blair will have one last chance. It was 0.8 of a second, 0.6 of a second. It is 0.8 of a second. If Moran doesn't make a mistake, he should be on the outside of the front row, pending the UNO8 scales.
And it is a slippery race, like the black ice. The Nana Florence of Lernerville, checkered flag in the air, and Moran's going to get the win. Blair will finish second. McIntosh pick up the final transfer in third. Brayton Santee, a solid run. He'll start up front in a B main. He is 4th, followed by Montgomery, Sandercock, Bump Edmond, Matt Sponhagel, and Matt Martin. So Donald McIntosh is 3rd. 2nd is going to go to Max Blair. And your winner, he don't have to come from the middle of the pack this year. He will start on the outside front row here tonight. The driver out of Dresden, Ohio, in the Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Red Oak Pub, Car Source Auto, Millwood Plumbing, McHugh Dodge Chrysler Jeep, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Phillips CPA, Holland Haskell sponsored. Number 99, I got them all in, Ben. It's going to be Devin Moran.
You got them all in, and you about forgot the name, but you got it at the end, man. I tell you what, Devin running a great race there. Cornet power under the hood here tonight. 5 Firecracker 100 starts, as you said, last year. 2nd, the best finish of his career. Tonight, he wins he wins Simpson Race Products Heat 4, his 8th Simpson Race Products Heat Race win of the year. He will start outside front row for the 100-lap main event. As they do the droop check, he pulls off the helmet. Devin, last year, 16th to 2nd. The guy that you were chasing at the end, you start alongside tonight, Ricky Thornton Jr. What have you got to do to get your first Firecracker tonight?
Yeah, just really stay up front early. A lot of it's going to be what they're going to do with the track and what it does. You know, there's a lot of moisture underneath the black. So just stay up front, like I said, early, and keep him in reach, and then see if we can do something there towards the end of the race.
He's been really fast this year. He's 3rd in the Big River Steel Chase for the championship, presented by ARP. Heat Race 4 winner, Devin Moran.
And just like that. Sorry, there's a Dan just like that.
Right. How about
right.
Big Don running the 2-seater at Door a few weeks ago?
Don a 2-time Firecracker 100 starter, by the way. All right, Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5, James. Hudson O'Neal going to start on the pole of this one. He was the runner-up in this race a couple years ago. He's in the SSI Motorsports 71 and on his outside. Out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, it'll be the 58. That's Garrett Alberson.
Levi Yetter, he's in the 9. He's out of Cabot, Pennsylvania. And the veteran, the Hall of Famer, Chubb Frank, alongside out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. He has started every one of them except last year where he missed it by 1 spot trying to get in tonight.
Another
that familiar 1-star is our good buddy Rick Eshelman who say Chopzilla.
That's exactly right. 2 more solid drivers from the Keystone State in row number 3. It'll be Mason Ziegler out of Chalk Hill on the inside and 25 Zion on his outside. It'll be the driver of the 29, the 2-time track champion. That is Kenny Schaltenbrand.
Gary Lau, he's another former track champion here at Hyde Park, Pennsylvania. Matt Glandon out of Denton, Maryland, and then Ryan Kristoff. Hey, wouldn't be Firecracker without mentioning the late, great Dal Carnahan and Rick Eshelman. This was probably their favorite event, and Rick dressing up as Uncle Sam, and we missed both of them. And, man, they just loved the Firecracker here at Lernerville.
Yes,
Dal
they did.
And Rick.
We love them. You and I, off the air, we were reminiscing about Dal and Rick earlier on. earlier on this evening. Lucas Oil Heat 5 will go green in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone. Winner of this one starts fourth here tonight. Garrett Alberson on the outside, Hudson O'Neal on the inside.
I was hoping Ben would break out the khaki shorts in honor of Dow this weekend. Down the back straightaway, Alberson for the lead. How about this one?
Look at Chubb getting racy.
Oh, man, here he comes on the bottom. Out of turn 4, it is O'Neal, Garrett Alberson. Who got it?
Hudson O'Neal by 6/1000ths of a second.
Here comes Chubbzilla on the bottom. Again, our thoughts and prayers again to the Frank family. Lost his wife Mary a month or so ago. Racing with a heavy heart. Her first Firecracker she will miss. She's looking down on him tonight. And right now he's in that third and final transfer spot.
Well, as a good race at the front of the field. The top three are all right there. Garrett Alberson continues to try. And we have got a Coltman Farms Racing caution as Ryan Kristoff over rotates down in turns 3 and 4. And that yellow flag will wave with 2 laps scored, 6 laps remaining here in Lucas Oil Products Heat number 5. It was a good battle up front, James.
Now O'Neal with the lead. Alberson, Chubb Frank is third. Then it'll be Ziegler. Again, Mason Ziegler, a last-minute decision after the 2 cancellations the last 2 nights. He was just going to run in the Rush late model series. But they went and opened an open trailer and brought in the super late model here tonight.
Field getting lined back up in the Delaware double file restart. Hudson O'Neal by himself out front. Rest of the field staggers accordingly. Green flag flies. That Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone. Let's see if Chubbzilla has got anything for the 58 of Garrett Alberson.
Down the back straightaway, it's Hudson O'Neal, Garrett Alberson, Chubb Frank. Here comes Ziggy on the bottom. Mason Ziegler's going to go to the outside of the 25Z, swings it way out wide at a turn 4 in the 4th spot. Battle for lead into 1.
Yeah.
O'Neal and Alberson. And Ziegler's got the top working. Out at turn 2, DJ. He's even with Chubbzilla. He's going to try to get that spot. He does at a 3.
Indeed he does. He's got it momentarily. It becomes official at the scoring loop, though. Chubb going to try to battle back to the inside at the straight. Ziegler has it by 3/100ths of a second.
About 29. Kenny Schultenbrand, 2-time track champion, working the bottom on Chubb down the back straightaway.
Has to be on the
has
bottom.
the spot. Oh, it has to be.
Has to be.
Alberson through the middle. O'Neal drifts up the track. 5 down, 3 to go. Ziegler and Frank and Schultenbrand trying to catch the top 2 into 1. Alberson trying to squeeze in there on the bottom. Not enough room to lap 2 to go coming up.
If the bottom is good at Lernerville, Ken Schultenbrand will find it. I saw him winning season opener here from 17th once with the left front right on the inside berm. James, 2 laps to go. Battle for the lead on the left side of your screen. Battle for the transfer on the right side. There's Alberson.
Trying to squeeze in there. He does. And Alberson takes the lead. The Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go. This is for the outside of row 2 in the Firecracker 100. Ziegler is third. Frank is fourth. Here they are, 1 lap to go. A dandy here in Heat 5, Dustin.
Oh, man, and Chubb momentarily had that third and final transfer spot. Ziggy gets it back, though. Will stay like this to the checkered flag. Garrett Alberson going to try to hang on, James. This is Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5, and Garrett Alberson will start on the outside of row 2 here tonight. Second goes to Hudson O'Neal and Mason Ziegler, who was not even going to run the super late model this weekend, will race his way into the Firecracker 100 for the 9th time in his career. The rest of the finishing order on the left side of your screen: Ziegler will finish 3rd, Hudson O'Neal will finish 2nd, and the winner of the Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 5 out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Romer Machine and Welding, Low Voltage Solutions, Bill's Sport Shop, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Titan Racing Products, Jeep Cars, Sunoco Race Fuels, Donago Power Sports, Dickey's Dog House, number 58, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Garrett Alberson.
Garrett Alberson picks up his 11th Simpson Race Products Heat Race win of the year. He started this event 3rd. He's been 7th both last year and year before. He will start 4th here tonight after a spirited battle with Hudson O'Neal for the heat race win. And Garrett, 3-time winner this year, looking for his first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of the year, though. Helmet is off. Garrett, man, I tell you what, you had to work for that one out there. What was the key to finding your way to the lead?
I really just
you know, I just kind of had to go where he wasn't. I felt a couple of things out there that he hadn't really gone out to yet, and I think it gave me a little advantage there. But, man, hats off to my guys. This car feels really good. Sunoco Race Fuels, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Bilstein Shocks, Low Voltage Solution. I hadn't talked to everybody in a little while, so just love everybody. Just pretty happy.
He's always got a smile on his face. 5th in the series points, Garrett Alberson wins heat race number 5.
All right, one more left to go. Yeah, what's our 50-50?
7,000, last call. Last call, 50-50. $7,000 right now.
Not bad.
No, Lucas Oil Products heat race number 6. Top 3 transfer. Winner start 6, Mikey Marlar on the pole out of Winfield, Tennessee in the 157, and on his outside out of Lincolnton, North Carolina, the 9-3 is Carson Ferguson.
Corey Lawler trying to show his improvement as he's done the last couple of months, trying to put it in the Firecracker 100. He's out of Hanover, PA, and on the outside, former track champion in the Joe Corrado number 10 out of Pittsburgh, it is Jared Miley.
Moving back to row number 3, it's going to be the 55, the former Pro Stock standout. That is going to be Chris Schneider. And on his outside, out of Saxonburg in the 77, that is Tyler Dietz.
The 2022 track champion. He's got wins here probably in a sprint car and a late model. It's John Garvin Jr. out of Sarver, and Rich Wicker in his Lucas Oil debut tonight. Regular here, he's out of Mahaffey, Pennsylvania. Daniel Hilsenbeck in the 22.
In the backup
car. All right, it'll be 8 laps. Final heat of the night. We'll have 2 B mains. Rush heats are coming up next. I'm sorry, 3 B mains, yes. The race car engineering pace truck. Wayne Castleberry behind the wheel of that one.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my.
6 heat races for the Rush late models coming up after this, and those ought to be highly entertaining as well. All right, lights off on the race car engineering pace truck. Final Lucas Oil late model dirt series heat race of the night, 8 laps. Again, top 3 transfer. Winner starts 6th.
Marlar, former runner-up in this race. Ferguson on the outside at 93. Carson had an accident at Eldora. Fortunately, okay. Showed a lot of speed over the last 3 or 4 months. He's currently 9th in the points. Underway at the Nutrient Solution start zone. And Mikey Marlar in the Infinity by Wells takes the lead.
Yeah.
Oh, and Corey Lawler goes around.
Yes, he does. And Hilsebeck gets collected in as well. He is caught up on the inside of the racetrack, and that will bring out a Coltman Farms Racing caution. Well, not only race a good start that Mike Marlar got, and Daniel Hilsebeck has to be thinking, even though he was just a victim of circumstance there, may need to get a little bit of help. That car might be bottomed out on the inside berm there of the racetrack, and Hilsebeck has to be thinking, man, what do I got to do to get this monkey off my back?
Now he'll need a push down there off that berm. So here is the Dave Warren Power Sports caution.
Replay,
I'm sorry. And the Coleman Farms caution just got down there and ran out of room.
You got to stop talking so good about Corey Lawler. That's what it is. I mean,
he'll tell us that next in a couple of weeks. Again, our next race is after tonight, as you see him go around again.
Man,
we will be at Atomic Speedway down over in Chillicothe, Ohio. The Charlie Vest House of Power, 25,000 to win on July the 4th on a Friday night. Then the Moran family racetrack there in Muskingum County, Zanesville, Ohio. Another 25K, July the 5th. You and I will be working that one.
Yes, we will. So Hilsebeck's going to require the assistance of a wrecker, but again, I believe it's just going to be because that car is stuck on the inside berm there of the racetrack. It's bottomed out down there. I'll get him pulled off of that, and I believe that he should be able to rejoin this field then.
Well, right now,
didn't get a lap
Dalton
in,
Wilson, he was going to be in the B main. Carson Ferguson is 2nd in this provisionalist, so he got a good shot to make it out of this. Then it would be Hilsebeck. So that's a hope for Hilsebeck. Ferguson makes it in this one, then he could take a provisional. Hey, Mama said there'd be nights like this, right? And that's part of it being out on the road in the Lucas Oil Series. Just things happen. It's a very thin line up there, and thankfully Daniel okay after that qualifying.
I think he's seen about all of the middle of turns 1 and 2 that he wants to see. He knows what the top looks like up from all angles, and then down low that berm is it's pretty gnarly, yeah. And then you get over it, and I went through there earlier, and from all the rain, it is super soft down there. So they're going to get that Capital race car back out on the Speedway. And guys, you go back a year ago in this event, and Mike Marlar was a contender. He actually led twice, laps 5 through 37 and 39 through 44. He ended up third in the final rundown, but this is another one that he's trying to add to his bucket list.
He's been second in this race twice, Ben. You're exactly right. The 2018 champion with the World of Outlaws Late Model Series. And Carson Ferguson on the outside. Made this race last year for the first time. Finished 17th. A two-time Spring Nationals champion.
Yeah, good to see Chris Simpson back. Chris Simpson was involved in that wreck there with, when the flip at Eldora, and Chris came back to Lee County. I believe he ran, top 3?
They ran very good at Lee County with the Summer Nationals the other night. Yes, he did. It was a good race.
So Daniel Hill's back. Again, how about the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year? $20,000 to win that. The top 3 get money. Then you have over $18,000 in contingencies up for grabs this year again. So he'll leave a little bit of mud behind there as Hilsebeck makes his way back on the track. So no laps have been scored. It'll be a complete restart. So Marlar and Ferguson and then Miley. Yes, Ben?
Yeah, I was going to say earlier tonight, one of the heat races, you had last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, Max Blair, who, by the way, got his first Lucas Oil win here at Lernerville a few years ago during the Firecracker 100 weekend. You had him being pursued by the current O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year point leader, Donald McIntosh. And I tell you what, Donald's going to a lot of tracks for the first time. Hell, he had never been to the state of Illinois before he went up there Illinois Speed Week, and Donald has done very well. He's really done himself well, especially over the past month and a half or so.
How about Dan Ebert, Ben, making it out of the first heat?
You know, Dan has taken his lumps this year, and it's been a rough and tumble time, but Dan has got better and better. He showed some speed at Eldora his first time over there as well, and he's another driver coming out of the mod ranks into the super late model ranks, and we welcome them all.
Did he not miss the dream by one spot? Remember, he got
on the
passed
last lap.
On the last lap,
Last lap, yes, sir.
Yeah, he's been fast.
We had Sorensen, we had Ebert. All we needed was Willie Kraft from Minnesota, right? We would have had all the trifecta there.
The fast 83.
Yes.
All right, here we go. They'll go green in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone. Complete restart. Marlar and Ferguson bring the field off corner number 4.
Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. Mikey Marlar, that Infinity by Wells. He'll slide up the track. Still waiting on Eric Wells to make an appearance, right?
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen at some point. Ferguson second, side-by-side battle for third. And that was classified as a multi-car accident, so everybody got their spot back. Corey Lawler working the bottom in 93 on the 10 of Jared Miley.
Oh, look at the jet on the outside. You talk about guys that are familiar with Lernerville Speedway. Jared Miley, his name will be near the top of that list, and right now he is in the final transfer. Here comes Tyler Dietz on the outside. Dietz has wins here previously in a late model. Right now he is in 5th. 5 cars make it now, battling for that final transfer.
Tell you what, into turn number 1, they are going at it. Tyler Dietz up there in the 77 down the back straightaway. That's the 4th spot on the bottom.
Look at Chris Schneider.
Chris Schneider.
Is this a pro stock race at Lernerville? We've got Tyler Dietz and Chris Schneider out there. I mean,
that's what it's all about.
Goodness,
good battle there. Right behind Marlar, Ferguson, and Miley. Jared Miley won the track title here in 2012. His uncle Ben Miley's won it 4 times. The Pink Panther 99, right, DJ?
Yes
sir.
Right. That's exactly right.
Oh, and Schneider's off the pace, and Schneider is going to head pit side at 55.
He's got a flat left rear, tough break.
Oh, man.
Tough break for Schneider as that battle for 4th continues to rage on. Miley has stretched out his advantage over the drivers on your screen. Corey Lawler, John Garvin, and Tyler Dietz. Miley now comfortably in the 3rd spot. Carson Ferguson remains 2nd, and he's 1.2 seconds behind your race leader, Mike Marlar.
A better starting spot in that 2nd B main. That battle back here, a good 4-car battle behind the top 3 of Marlar, Ferguson, and Miley. Mike Marlar down the main straightaway with the lead. Is tonight he can get his first Firecracker. He'll slide up the track. Carson Ferguson solid in 2nd. It's 1.2 as they head to the Barron's Performance. 1 lap to go in the final heat of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
All right, Barron's Performance, 1 to go. Final time around for Mike Marlar, holding steady these last few laps at a 1.2 second advantage. We'll keep it doubled up. That battle on the right side of your screen is really, really good. Again, that is 1 spot out of a transfer. That's the battle for 4th. That's a darn good race. We'll keep it right there to the checkered flag. It's going to be Mike Marlar getting the win. Carson Ferguson will finish 2nd. Jared Miley 3rd. And this battle for 4th, Tyler Dietz will take it over Corey Lawler, the J4 of Johnny Garvin, and the rest of the field. Third will go to the Jet Jared Miley. Second will go to Carson Ferguson. And the winner of your final Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat race of the night, the 47-year-old out of Winfield, Tennessee, and the Skyline Motorsports Quick Supply Company, Bruning Rock Products, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Truck Country, Olson Explosives, Messiah Valley Transportation, Petroff Towing, number 157. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marlar.
Mikey will be third to make it to the UNOH scales. Mike, a 9-time starter in the Firecracker 100, third last year after leading over 35 laps. And as DJ said earlier, second in 2017 and 18. His first Simpson Race Products heat race win of the year. Man, it's been a tough year for Mikey, but he will pick this one up. He'll start sixth in the feature tonight. And we had 3 heats. Well, actually, we'll slide down here. Mikey, I tell you what, man. There we go. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Is it tougher, or is it maybe a little bit better to come here with a car you've never been with because you're not as prone to bad habits if you have no nodes?
Yeah, no, it's all new today on everything. You know, the track was a lot different, with dodging the rain and all that for the weekend. But I'm just happy I'm winning the heat and fast here, so hopefully we can do good in the feature.
The Infinity by Wells, Mike Marlar in the 157. He picks up the win in the 6th heat race. Just like that, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat race action in the books. Rush Heat's just around the corner. We're going to step aside and thank some marketing partners. We'll be back to Lernerville Speedway. This is the Firecracker 100, presented by Experience, Butler County, PA.